countdown?
How y'all doing, folks? We're on a D by D podcast
Never tell us.
today on this Katrina anniversary, August the 29th, 2018. So today is what, the 13th year anniversary
That's right.
of Katrina.
That's
So
right.
I mean, there was some talk about it today. It wasn't much, but
Kind of quiet, huh?
yeah, not a topic that much people want to talk about. You
I had
know,
a couple conversations.
It's always a memory to me, man. You gotta have. It's gotta be like it's you're in New Orleanian surrounding areas. You gotta appreciate that day,
but it's a memory that most people would want to forget. You know.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But we can't forget.
Yeah, it's crazy time, man. 13 years, man. It's a long time ago now.
Again, folks, we're on the D by D podcast. So if you have a chance to go like our page, we got multiple avenues of D by D production. So there's a D by D podcast page and a sports podcast page. So we'll like both of them. Check us out. It's just real local. We come from Kennebra.
KC.
Kansas
That's
City,
right.
bro.
We're in Kennebra. So we might have the airplanes flying over. So just bear with us.
It happens like Shea Stadium back in the day, baseball games.
As long as they stay up there and we stay down here, we're okay.
That's right.
We are interactive. If you have any questions, any comments, any thoughts, again, we're going to get to the major news today. We're going to touch on it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get your opinions, pros, cons, cuts, recaps, future of where the Saints franchise is heading. So, let's go to that direction then, right?
Teddy Bridgewater.
So Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy B's in the house, huh?
So Dave, we got Dave Robin and Ciriaco Solar. So they have a Facebook page. Go check them out. So what's your thought on the trade today?
I like it, man. I mean, I think you needed a backup. I think my thing is like I'm excited, but I'm not gonna go crazy with long-term expectations. I think he could be the long-term guy, but just for now, be a Super Bowl contender. If something happened to Breeze, I feel a lot more confident in, with Teddy Bridgewater coming in. I mean, everybody likes Taysom Hill. He's fun to watch, but he's raw. He's got a long ways to go. Let's be real, long ways to go.
A long way, right?
Yeah, and Tom Savage, to me, his days could be numbered with the Saints. Barrett, we're not really seeing much from Barrett yet.
Barrett's numbered more than anybody.
Right? Yeah. I don't see much from Barrett right away. I think Savage is gone. I think Taysom Hill is going to be a nice, still a piece of the team, but I don't. Bridgewater is a proven guy. I mean, he's very young still. That's why I like.
So you definitely can't let Taysom Hill go.
No. Don't let him go. I think people are a little too crazy thinking that this guy was like the future automatically, and he hasn't given that indication yet. He makes some plays, but he's very raw. Yeah,
so Savage is your cut, but you can't immediately cut him. Probably 3-4 weeks into the season, right?
I don't know.
I mean, you have to keep Bridgewater on the roster to get some reps under his belt.
But that 53-man roster, right? I mean, you got to – dude, that's going to be some hard cuts. People close to Peyton, I mean, you've been hearing, different talk shows saying this is the toughest cuts he's ever had to make. He said this is the deepest team he's ever been around.
Okay, but you have to make it – you can't cut Savage. You can't go into the season.
But, Savage
untested Bridgewater. Savage is –
He's had a
as of right now, Savage is probably your best option.
You want my honest opinion? I'd take Bridgewater with 5 practices and a little bit of video over Savage with the whole offseason. I just don't trust Savage. I mean, Savage holds onto the ball too long. He looks like he's kind of tentative. His accuracy's not there. I'd take a rusty Bridgewater, in our system over a Savage that's been established for a couple months now.
I mean, Bridgewater is an established quarterback already. He's already had good seasons.
I think he could handle – I think Bridgewater's ready to go, man. I really do. I think he's, in case something were to happen. I mean, let's hope that still doesn't happen. But, Bridgewater could be a long-term solution too. I mean, that's, I think, what people are getting a little ahead of themselves about. I mean, we don't know what the whole thing will – everybody's saying, oh, but this is the heir apparent to Breeze. And he could be. He definitely could be. I mean, I don't know if I would say for sure. You never know what Sean Payton's thinking, if there's a right quarterback 2 years from now in a draft. I don't think it'll happen next year because of the picks that we've, given up,
I mean,
for obvious
I've
reasons.
heard comparison linking him to a poor man's Russell Wilson.
I mean,
he's not a running quarterback. That's not his game.
I mean, to me, he's okay. I mean, I'm not, let's be real. I mean, I like Teddy Bridgewater. Welcome to New Orleans. I think he's a good player, but I mean, top 10 quarterback. We were talking about that a little before the show. I don't think he's that kind of guy. Maybe with the Saints pieces, he could be better than what he is, what he's shown. I mean, I think he's a pretty solid player. But like I say, he's not tremendously mobile. He's decently mobile. I think he's a good leader. I think he's a great character guy. He's going through some adversity in his life. I really like his whole body of work mentally. As a passer, I think he's above average. But Peyton might still see a young guy out there 2 years from now in the draft that could be the guy. The heir apparent to Breeze. But right now, I think this is more or less, let's get a backup quarterback that can really help us out. Yeah.
If something happens to Breeze, with the talent that you have on this team, they could absolutely win a Super Bowl with Teddy Bridgewater. Yeah. I'm telling you right now.
Philly did it with Foles. I think they could do it with Bridgewater. That's why I think this comes.
Yeah, but I don't think you can go into the season with just Bridgewater as a backup.
Taysom Hill
isn't going to win you 3 games.
I've seen Tom Savage play. Man. He's not good. He's not a good quarterback. You don't want a shitty quarterback as your number 4. Why keep him over like a position player?
I think Bridgewater can
very
get
deep in.
Yeah, Bridgewater can get caught up in the system fast. I think he's a smart guy. I think we got the best.
Knowing that Peyton's probably got one of the most extensive playbooks.
Yeah, I know. Well, let's be real. I don't want to beat. Drew Brees will be fine.
I've seen Tom Savage play. He is not a good quarterback.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
I know we're saying worst case scenario, like Doomsday.
If Tom Savage has to start games, this team is not winning the Super Bowl. If
Savage, even with this talent,
they're going to lose games with him.
Yeah, Savage will lose you some football games.
You're going to have everybody.
I saw this guy
crowded.
in Houston. Yeah, he was a disaster in Houston. Let's be real. And that team's not quite the Saints, on an offensive standpoint, but that's still. I can't see. I'd take my chances with Bridgewater. I think you get him in the film room, get him some work, practices, whatnot. He'll be ready to go. Look, to me, you got to have Breeze. Look what happened to the Eagles last year. Here's my thing: they don't win that Super Bowl if Wentz goes down in the first 5-6 weeks. The fact was they were towards the end of the season when this happened. You know what I'm saying? They were already established as a team. They had their motor full running. They had their record already hyped up a little bit. If Breeze got hurt in week 2 or 3, I still would say it's a lost season.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
As of I did a podcast Thursday following our podcast, and 12 minutes in, I was talking to the sports guru who has his own sports talk radio. Okay. And he was set on we're not going to get Bridgewater. He thinks
I know you did call it. He did. He was on.
He thinks that what we have is sufficient enough, and it's not. No. If a trained eye can tell you that.
Yeah.
But again,
with eyes,
my argument was that it is a Super Bowl team.
Absolutely.
Is Bridgewater going to be the answer? It couldn't be, but I knew it wasn't Taysom Hill or Savage. But again, you can't. I don't think I wouldn't go into the season for say if something happens in week 2, and throw Bridgewater in there with a risk.
I think that's if something like that happens. I think the season's kind of screwed either way. You know what I'm saying? My thing is this: the only way if an injury to Breeze occurred, I think if it's week 10 or beyond,
you have
Greg
a chance Williams,
maybe because you have some time.
We're playing Greg Williams. We talked about this last week.
Oh, I know.
Game 2.
Oh yeah, he's dirty because he's a terrible defensive coordinator. Yeah, so he plays dirty. But I think Breeze will be able to avoid danger. He's been avoiding it for all these years. He hasn't really had a major injury since the shoulder. So. He doesn't take a lot of hits. He knows how to get away from danger. If Greg Williams is saying this stuff, in the media, trust me, Drew Brees is gonna not, take that.
Greg Williams.
I'm just not. It's not gonna happen.
Again, folks, let's voice your comments, your opinions on it, and we'll get a reaction to it and speak on it. So be interactive with it.
I'd be more worried about him slipping in the shower and hurting himself. He's getting up there in age. He's got to be careful. Walking all over the place.
We got to do an endorsement for Life Call.
Life Call. Falling, they can't get up.
Right. That's right.
Football's hard, but he hasn't taken a lot of hits, so
he's
good.
I liked in that game, man. I don't know. Bridgewater. I'm excited about that, but man, I was so excited about some of our rookies in that game, man, like Traquan and Davenport.
Yeah, one more comment on this Bridgewater.
Somebody came up.
No, there's no comments yet. But
gotcha.
Speaking on it, there was an article or a statement out there that's saying Bridgewater was in the middle of en route to the Eagles. It was going to Philadelphia.
Oh, really?
They were taking the Jets with a bus trip.
Oh, I heard about that.
They saying they stopped. The rumor was that they stopped the bus in mid-trip. And took him off the
Bridgewater,
bus.
your fucking next stop is here.
Yeah,
get the fuck out of here.
But
Yeah, it's like,
yeah, but there was confirmation on that was totally untrue.
And he's probably like, fucking, wait, what just happened? It's like, yeah, you got traded to Saints. And he's probably like, man, instead of this shit show, let me off this motherfucker right now. You know what I mean? He's probably like, he probably jumped off that fucking bus, man.
He might have re-injured himself jumping off the bus.
He might have pulled some Keanu Reeves shit, man. And fucking, like that fucking bomb was on that bus or something. He was trying to get off that motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but whatever really happened was, from what's putting out there now is saying that before they got on the bus, front office come up and let him know. And he said, and most of the players.
Well, he probably knew. I think he knew too. Yeah. It was possible.
Yeah, it was out there. Yeah. And
he was
most of the players were on the bus, and they was about to pull off. And he said, "Can I go address my teammates and say goodbye?"
Dude, character guy, man, he is.
So and that's what it came down to. That he wanted to, give a formal goodbye.
That's awesome. I heard this dude's a great character dude. Like, he's a dude you really want to root for. I mean, he had some adversity in his life, before his NFL career even started, but the injury and everything else. I mean, the dude's a great guy, man, from everything you hear. I love having him here. I think he's a good quarterback, and I'm just excited to have him here. But yeah, I mean, I know stories get a little thrown out of proportion, like you said, but he knew he was headed somewhere. Once Darnold had that job, if Darnold looked like trash, I think Bridgewater had a legit shot to be that starter there. But once Darnold showed that he's the future, and it's fair to both guys. I like the way
and the Jets still had a viable backup. I mean, it's not like it ain't like it's Darnold the bust, Mm-hmm. So I mean, McCown is still.
But Darnold's going to be pretty good, I think.
I mean, they traded, they signed him, and then they got draft picks out of him. So I mean, they pretty much added to their draft capital.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sit on the court.
Then you and then too. Like I said, Darnold. We all talked about the pedigree, man. This dude's got an athletic background. Granddad being Dick Hammer and everything. I mean, you can't go wrong with this guy. He's already thrown 3,000 yards just because his granddad's name was Dick Hammer. So
it's kind of like the Al Bundy deal.
That's right, dude. I mean, that's like that kid, man. Dude, we'll get on that later with the Little League World Series at some point. But I'm telling you, was that you sent me that?
Yeah.
Dude, that's the little kid that has his memes everywhere now.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love that kid. He said his favorite actor was Johnny Sins, right?
Yeah.
And then put it on the screen. That's what's amazing about it. Nobody
was like 13.
Dude, it was on. It's on like ABC. Like, you got people watching it everywhere, and it's like this 13-year-old kid. It's like favorite actor. Like, other people have like Leonardo DiCaprio, Denzel Washington. This guy's got porn star Johnny Sins on there.
Who
and the
let
sad
that
thing is,
go?
I actually know who that dude is. You know what I'm saying? That's the funny thing about it, man.
You know a lot about him, huh?
Dude, look. One of my boys, look, man. Look, we all know the sites. You know what I mean? But everybody knows Pornhub. I mean, that's like mainstream. You're really good when you know XNXX and Xvids and all that.
Ted is
I think Ted's like the silent partner in some of those things, man. Well, he's like the test dummy on some of those porn sites.
That's his new job.
He's the ratings guy.
So yeah,
has anybody ever rated a porno here? That's what I want to know. I don't think I ever have done that, man.
So again, we were
hey, we got
a little bit off the topic. So we were talking about the breaking news with the Bridgewater deal.
That's right.
So there were some other comments that got kind of in the forums, and
that's right.
And people were gonna when we did sign Bridgewater, I'm gonna trade him. There was, how would you say, comparisons to past quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's always.
And the Saints system.
Oh no.
Yes, people were going there. They were saying Aaron Rodgers 2.0.
Backwards.
Aaron Brooks 2.0 and
You know what's funny? I've never seen a guy since I've been a Saints fan, man. In my late 30s. Has anybody ever been turned on as fast in Saints history as Aaron Brooks? You know what I mean? Because that dude, we loved that guy his first couple of years. Let's remember, he got us that first playoff win. And he was pretty good. People always say, oh, he sucked, but he was pretty good for about a couple of years, man. And then he just fell apart. The accuracy and
what they call it, the
back thing,
backwards throw.
He didn't have the, he wasn't the guy. But he did have a couple of years where he was respectable for us.
Donnie said we need to have Ted on as a guest.
Dude, if we can get him on here. I don't even know if he would respond to money at this point. He doesn't leave his room. I mean, the guy does not leave his room. He watches Netflix and porno all day long and eats Wendy's.
Maybe DZ and Ted can become the
DZ has gotten him out before.
She has.
She just needs to figure out a way to get him to your house, and you don't have any kids in
She
the
has,
house.
she has to be the willing
That's
test
what's up.
dummy.
Yeah, that's what's gotta happen.
She has to be the willing receiving end of the test dummy.
Hey,
She could rate the movies with him.
Yeah, you can rate the
He just wants somebody to watch with.
the
you know?
response and the or the reaction to the movie.
He said, "Look, I'll watch this movie. Just tell me what you think about it. I'm gonna rate it. You're gonna rate it. You know, don't be alarmed if my pants go around my ankles halfway through the film. You know what I mean?
he
This
just
bottle
wants,
of Jergens next to you, it
he
means
just wants to
nothing,
snuggle. That's
you know?
all.
That dude there, man. Old
Yeah,
Ted.
so the cap on a Bridgewater overall, it's probably the best situation around for us. Well, I'm saying for us as talk shows. I mean, are we allowed to be biased?
I think we could be. I'm all about being biased to the Saints.
Going right down the middle.
He would be the one that would be maybe the one who would definitely be unbiased.
I'd say the Saints gonna win the championship this year. So I mean, what else you want me to say?
Man. That's a spoiler for one of these later shows, right? Are we gonna get that?
I say they're gonna win the Super Bowl with Breeze or Bridgewater. It doesn't fucking matter. They're gonna win.
Wait, did Ciriaco?
I know, right? What happened?
Did you sell your fandom on that one?
Oh shit! The fandom has been
what?
sold.
Fandom? Did you sell your fandom?
I'm a fan to my. I'm a fan of my fantasy team.
Well, yeah, I posted the article on our Dynasty about someone selling their fandom.
Why would they do that?
Because he was a Knicks fan. And
oh yeah, that's a good lead into that.
Somebody
That's
paid him
$3,500
to become the Lakers fan.
That's what we were saving for him.
Anytime there's money on the line, you got to do it.
That's what we were saving.
We can hear you.
So you would sell your allegiances or your.
I say $3,500 is $3,500. You know what I'm saying?
You sell it, man. Sell it, huh?
Shit, you'd be a
Truth
surprise.
comes out now. Truth comes out.
Yeah,
That's
I don't.
right.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Nah.
Money's not everything.
No, you fandom, dude. Look, I mean, I'll be real, yeah. Dude, as a Cubs fan, Saints fan, that's two of the best, like, top moments. Two of the top moments in my life. You know, I'd say. I mean, I'll be real, man. I know people say, "Oh, man, that's sports, whatever." No, dude. If you're a New Orleanian and you love the Saints growing up, or if you're a Cubs fan, if you're somebody that watched, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I watched, I mean, no joke, thousands of Cubs games with my grandma, and she passed away.
Yeah, it's memories you'll never get back.
Ago. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to me, dude, with them winning it right there, I mean, same thing with the Saints. I mean, dude, two of the best fan bases in sports. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that 'cause that's, but, dude, it's a special thing, man. I would never sell a fan. Couldn't. No price on it.
I'm a fan of every team in the NFL.
Yeah, well, because he has a different
he's
a different outlook. I mean, he's a fan of different.
Fantasy guy,
I'm not so much a fan. I'm getting professional in these things, so I got to be 100% unbiased on all of these issues.
He's got his own fans.
He was raised on Y2K.
That's right.
So I mean,
Chris Jericho?
No, the Dreamcast.
Break the walls down.
What is it? Is that the name of the
Dreamcast?
The NFL 2K? What was it?
Oh yeah, that was good stuff.
That
was good shit. That was some good. That was some good times playing those games.
So he didn't watch TV. He didn't watch Cubs games. He didn't watch football games.
He knew about some Braves.
I watched a lot of baseball,
he watched
football,
a lot of
basketball,
NFL 2K, whatever.
I did a lot of shit. Yeah.
He was on Pornhub before there was a Pornhub.
Yeah.
I'm invested.
I mean, thanks to us, we got him out of. This dude was the true. Hibernator.
He was a hibernator for a minute. I know, huh? Wait, it was a fun dude. Some great moments. I wish social media was around when we were doing that shit back in the day. We'd probably be all behind bars right now. There's a good chance of that.
Yeah, because we committed some crimes.
We did some crazy shit.
I didn't commit any crimes.
No crimes whatsoever.
Hey.
There's no crimes.
If we did any crime, it was something that never could hurt another person.
It's been 20 years, man. They got statute of limitations on shit.
I'm okay with a crime against an entity or something, man, but against a certain person, I don't want to hurt.
What you talking about, like a poltergeist? Like a crime against a ghost?
Some alcohol might have been stolen from, or.
Look, man, we've yahooed some beers, you know what I mean?
Well, I didn't say that, man.
I didn't do that.
I said
they're gonna come out.
Allegedly,
they can find the footage from 1998. From that store right over there on Lake Avenue, order one on Harrison Avenue, and find me running out there with beer. You're more than welcome to come grab me here in Kenner tonight.
I'm just gonna
I'll just give you the money for it.
I'm just gonna say we
but
definitely.
When you're 17 and 18, you don't want to spend like $20 on a 24-pack. So you know what you do? Hey, Joey, C, Poncho, Mark, whoever, hold the door, man. I'm coming right back. I gotta see what else everybody else needs. And that is the key words for I'm about to run out of this fucking place with some beer. You know what I mean? And that's what happened quite a few times. You know, I'm not gonna say anything more. Not gonna give a number. So y'all try to come back to me with a certain dollar amount with felony charges here. You know, it's gonna be under $100. That's what we did. $96 worth of beer we stole. That's it. Boom. We'll pay for it.
I think they got that back. They got that back in their margins. So
yeah, exactly.
He's gonna pay his third.
You got insurance.
He's gonna pay his third.
You gotta steal beer when you're 17. You know,
unless your mom buys your daiquiris.
Exactly. That's right. Your mom can do that. Or like other friends of ours, your mom could have other things in the house that you got to be careful of.
Yeah, we love all moms.
Mm-hmm. So again, we recap the Saints with the Bridgewater trade. Right. I mean, we all agree it's earth-shaking move, right?
Oh yeah, man.
My feet shook.
So I'm shook. I'm loving it. I like the move. I really like it. I love the guy as a character, man.
Kind of took the NFL internet by storm.
Yeah, I mean, I think some people were really looking at him possibly starting on some teams, man. I mean, what team? That's a good question to ask. You know, if somebody chimed in with that, what team could he have possibly ended up as a starter at some point this year for sure? You know what I mean? Like barring, like you know what I'm saying, not even having an injury situation. I mean, look at Miami. Could he have not won that job from Tannehill? I mean, I think he could have.
Again, you know folks, send out some opinions and questions out there. Let's be interactive with this. So yeah, I mean, I'd seen it coming. It had happened. Yeah. You know, my prediction is if Breeze wins the Super Bowl this year, he's out.
I believe that too. I believe that 100%.
So that's the perfect ending.
If Breeze doesn't win,
I think Brady would have won last year. I think he'd have been gone.
So if Breeze doesn't win it this year, he's coming back next year. One more again. Yeah. He's gonna try it, and if he swings and misses, then it's Bridgewater's team.
I think so. I think that's a pretty safe bet.
I mean, but they could draft another guy if he finds somebody he really likes in the draft.
Here's the thing with next year's draft. Now you're out of a first and a third now, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think it'd be next year. I mean,
Russell Wilson was a third round pick. You might be able to trade up, into that area of the draft.
Keep in mind, this team is really freaking deep. I mean, he's set himself how deep it is. So you might not need. I'm not saying every draft is important.
And we were young too, so I mean, we're not necessarily hurting or needed at any one particular position. So I mean, we set up to where we can go for necessarily best option next year. We don't we don't have a glaring need.
No,
the roster's loaded.
No, I mean that's what I'm saying. It is a pretty.
I mean, you still got Kamara, you got Boston Scott if he turns around. You got
Williams,
Cam.
Ingram,
I mean, you got
it's freaking the receiver.
I mean, Cam is your oldest piece on the team.
Traquan, that's my thing to me. Like Cam Meredith, y'all know I'm not super crazy about Cam Meredith. I think he's a nice player, but I think people were going overboard when he first got here. But to me, the guy, I think Michael Thomas, the number 2 wide receiver maybe by the end of like week 6 or 7 or something like that. Traquan Smith could be the number 2 receiver on this team. You know what I mean? And you still got Ginn as a deep threat. Now, Ginn's, this is Ginn's 1 or 2 more years left. That's about it. You know, I mean, he's down to the end of his career. But Ginn can still ball. He's a deep threat. I mean, he really showed me some things last year. I was impressed with Ginn. But, I mean, Traquan, how good is that dude? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, B, Brandon, thanks for checking in. But, yeah, our first opening 10, 15 minutes was strictly about the trades. We did go over some pros and cons.
Yeah.
Pros are, it's the world. Cons are, you lose a third-round pick.
And I'm okay with that.
That's
okay.
it.
You got to give up something to get something.
Yeah, so, I mean, you got a probable starter, if not a definite starter.
Yeah, nobody's just
for third round. I mean, again, you're going into it. I mean, next year, contract year. Again, he hasn't proven anything, so he's at, 12, 15 million next year at best for the next 3 years.
Who's that? That's his current.
He's free agent next year.
Okay.
He's on a 1-year contract. So,
and to me,
he's not going to command any money.
Yeah, I mean, Breeze's situation is going to be unique with that part too. And I mean, we're still pretty. We're going to be really cap strong next year too.
Yeah, I mean, Bridgewater
like I said,
now,
all the nucleus is young players. I mean, outside of Cam and Breeze and maybe Ingram.
Yeah, and if we win that, if the Saints do win a Super Bowl, you're dropping with $28 million contract in Breeze. I mean, he's gonna retire.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. And the offensive line, dude, mostly young there too. I mean, Andrews Pete, Ryan Ranch.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, Armstead's making a little money. But Armstead to me, if there's a guy that's probably, you look at maybe it's a restructure at some point, but I don't think you even have to address that yet. But he's making a little bit of money. He's been hurt a lot. Now, I love Teron Armstead as a player. No smack on him, but he's been hurt a lot. He makes a big salary. But you got that's saying you're young all around. I mean, dude, Davenport the other night, Davenport to me, I know, most people probably said, "Oh, he didn't go get 2 or 3 sacks." I mean, dude, that's his first
Miss
game.
Barbara sent it to us, asking if it's us again. Like, she's with sarcasm.
Oh, that's right. It is us. It is us. We're back.
We have a scheduled time.
We are back. I love Marcus Davenport, though. I think that dude's going to be – dude, you saw how he had that dude backpedaling? I mean, power, speed, and he's got a motor to him, man. That's what I like about this guy.
Yeah,
I think he's
I'm good with going in with the second, and the fourth next year.
I'm okay with that, dude. I mean, because, dude, if Davenport is like the Batman and Robin situation with Cam, like we talked about, dude, with Onyemata and Rankins, man, and Hendrickson, dude, I'm willing – if that defensive line could be one of the top 3 lines in football, without a doubt. I mean, and I'm okay with that. And Davenport, dude, I'd invest in him because you got to give up something to get something. I mean, to me, people are like, oh, man, I didn't want to give up that first or that second. But you got to. You know what I'm saying? We talked about this on probably 2 of the shows so far about the Cubs with the Chapman thing. I'll keep bringing it up. You gave up a great prospect to get the best closer in baseball at the time, and you won a World Series. Who, like, you know what I'm saying? What Cub fan walks around anywhere and says, man, dude, 2016 World Series was awesome, man, but, dude, you fucking gave up Chapman. No, there's no way. Dude, you know what I'm saying? Chapman was great for what we did. Gleyber Torres, yeah. I mean, great player with the Yankees now. He looks like he's got a good future, but come on, man, like, for real. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? And if the Saints win a Super Bowl, you sell out. But you're not selling out. But yeah, exactly. I mean, and you got to know when you look. The teams that don't take those chances sometimes kick themselves 10 years from now when they're just a middle of the pack team or whatever, or rebuilding. You got to go for it when you're that close. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. I never had a problem with that.
Yeah, so we'll touch back on that when we come back, and this Sunday night is the opening for the LSU Fighting Tigers. Which I express my opinion on that. I mean, I'm not an LSU fan.
Where's Miami? Where's Miami? They got a pretty good quarterback, right?
Yeah, Miami, I think, is ranked in the top.
They're pretty decent,
10 or 15,
right?
I want to say.
And this game is played at a neutral site,
in Dallas.
But probably most of the LSU people are going to be there.
Oh, absolutely,
Dallas, yeah. I mean, Miami's a far drive. Love Miami. We visited this year, me and the wife, but it is far. And I think it's going to, like you said, it's going to be mostly LSU crowd there. But is that going to be enough to help them? You know what I mean? What you think, Pete?
I think I got 2 quarterbacks. They're hanging their head on Joe Morrow. It's probably I think it's a 3-point spread.
Who's Miami's favorite?
I want to say Miami's favorite 3 points, but I to me there's not. Pat was supposed to take his son there, and I think he talked the son out of it. So
that's pretty funny.
Pat, you need to check on your skills, man.
I don't know. But wait, he's saving his son maybe some trouble. If his son's a real, hardcore LSU guy, man. It could be.
No, his son's a Miami fan.
Oh, he's a Miami fan? Really? Oh, okay. Well, shoot. In that case, man, the kid's probably mad as hell.
Yeah.
He must have been to Miami then.
I just don't know about LSU this year, man. I know I watched y'all's other podcasts, and I heard about the guy. Was that Jerome talking? I mean, and I respect he had some really good points. I just don't know. I mean, to me, my thing is like the hoping and dreaming of like, hey, maybe they'll rally or they'll do this. I mean, this isn't one of their most deep teams. They're not quite ready. And I think Orgeron is a little bit of a hot seat. That's where I'm going to politely disagree a little bit with that part. I think Orgeron, the problem was, now Canada's gone. He was supposed to be this big find, before last year. And he's gone now. You had a rough season last year. It's been a while since you've been relevant. I think the pressure's on right now. Because there's going to be somebody else. LSU, if this doesn't work this year, he's gone to me. I think they're going to get a big name or gets the next big thing. A lot of people say they should have got Herman before they picked up Orgeron. But Orgeron had that momentum wave going with him at the time, but it hasn't carried over,
I mean,
the recruiting, I think it's been a little bit of an issue, too.
All the shit that Les Miles took, he recruited his ass off.
Dude, LSU fans.
He had a lot more talent coming through.
LSU fans, they could come. LSU fans could be some crybabies sometimes.
Most of the time.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, most of the time.
Text the wife.
Yeah, speaking of LSU, Big Lee, man, house went through and through and through, man. Big Lee's house got raided by
crazy, dude. That's crazy.
Garage sale.
A lot of people been getting raided lately.
I can't believe
not
though,
raided,
but this been a big. That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised at how much this has become a story. Like, it's
dude, yeah. I mean, they sold us LSU casket. Dude, they sold everything in the house.
LSU casket.
I mean, I don't know if it's true, but supposedly the casket was used in the showing, and then they selling it post.
No way.
They just dumped them in the ground after that.
But they cremated them. I don't know what the deal was, but I mean,
I mean, I've heard some.
I mean, it's in his living room from what I hear. Like the casket is opened up like for sale in his living room.
I mean, that's a weird thing,
So
man.
who's money grabbing? The family or?
Probably.
Yeah, family. They don't want anything of it, I guess. And then the other crazy thing is people were asking, you know, if there was a hot object around that house, in that house, who would it be?
Like something hot, like somebody stole?
No.
Oh, like something that's hot, like
for sale. Yeah.
Man, if this is something sexual, I don't want to.
No.
Does he have a car or what?
What's the reason he got shot?
Because he sprayed them with the water hose.
So people wanted to buy the water hose.
Oh, the hose! Dude, I'm not going to lie to you, and I don't mean, dude, I'm very respectful of life, first off. But I'm just going to say this. I was looking at NOLA.com and Facebook and all kinds of stuff when this dude got shot. And I've never seen more negative comments. Like, dude,
somebody just died.
You would think this dude was Osama bin Laden.
We got him.
People say he was a grade A asshole. Like,
dude, I'm telling you, it's crazy. Because he's talking about the cops and how he had him in his pocket. And, dude, people are like,
he hit back his truck.
Big Lee's dead. Oh, shit, my day just got a whole lot better. Like, you saw comments like that, dude. They're like, man, they're like, I'm just going to go play the lottery and buy like 1,000 tickets.
I'm not
it was like Detroit Dave, but on steroids.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like, dude, like, somebody died. I mean, I don't know the guy too well. I mean, I'm appreciative of life, though. You know what I'm saying?
Miss Barbara's saying we need to take AA classes in that podcast.
That's probably right. That's probably right.
This is actually,
those people should have took anger management classes instead of shooting each other because of a garden hose.
Miss Barbara, there's water in these beers.
That's right. This is not Pabst Blue Ribbon.
No, it's.
I mean, I heard of people getting shot behind some hose, but not a garden hose.
It's definitely PBR, but I can show you where there's water and the ingredients. Right here.
My man Dean Johnson, one of the best painters I've ever met in my life, man. He's not internet savvy, so I know he's not on, but he got me on PBR many years ago. He's a northerner, and he said, man, dude, this was the biggest beer. Before Budweiser got big and started doing all their advertising, he said PBR was like the next big thing, and they just never put the money into the advertising.
Well, this is Poncho's favorite beer, but, I mean, it's kind of like, if you Google it, it's kind of like,
oh, it's a cheaper beer.
It's kind of like the Natty Light.
It is, dude, but it's a damn good beer. I can't drink Natty Light and some of them, like, you know, some of them shitty beers, but, like, dude, that's the crazy thing about PBR, man. Dude, go look at it, dude, on movies. How many movies is PBR featured in? Like, it's a hot beer, dude. I'm saying it's always been a freaking – you go on Frenchman Street, you got PBR specials everywhere. Everybody loves PBR. Clint Eastwood on Gran Torino, that awesome movie, he drinks the shit out of some PBRs. I love me PBR. Dude, for like $9 you get, like, a huge thing of beer. You know
I guess they did spend advertising to have Clint Eastwood drink that beer on that movie.
Maybe they did, or maybe he just did him a solid. He might have did him a solid. They don't advertise. You never see
only product placement is reason for you see.
He might have just
threw him a
line, dude. I mean, look, if I was like, if I was Clint Eastwood, if I had the money of Clint Eastwood, and say like something that was really dear to my heart, like a business or something that might not be nationally known, but you know, well known, I'd put him out there. You know what I'm saying? Like a place that you really have a product that you really like. You know what I'm saying? Why you think that ever happens though, or what? I mean, you think that could ever happen where somebody doesn't, you know, where it's not paid? I know I'm with you on product placement.
It's a business.
Dude, what does Clint Eastwood need though? I mean, he's you know, filthy rich. You know what I'm saying? He might just like the hell out of PBR beer. You know what I'm saying? Pabst Blue Ribbon. He might love it. I mean, dude, if I'm filthy rich at some point, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? We filmed a podcast from Parkway. They ain't even got to pay me because I love their po' boys so much. You know what I'm saying?
There's copyrights involved.
Well, I mean, that's why, I mean, we do have sponsors. I mean, Sully's, you know, has sponsored us. I mean, my other podcast.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
they take care of us. I mean, they provide us the beer.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, Miss Myers, Miss Jessica Myers.
I need to make that trip, man.
So, yeah, and then we got
to get up on that. When's that, tomorrow?
We might be doing one tomorrow.
Hey, next one I want to get on with y'all, man. One of these. I mean, yeah, I can leave work early Friday.
And then
nobody has to know about that.
And then we got the gas station out here in Metairie that sponsors us.
Let's go.
What? So you get free gas there, or
ass gas and grass?
Nah, you might get gas there.
Nah, he gives us some.
We got some old Residence Inn Marriott stories back in Houston.
Yeah, he takes care of us.
Hell yeah.
Shoot.
So the LSU game. I mean, I'll sit down and I'll watch it. You know, my
Sunday night, it'll be watched.
Yeah,
I'll have to scout out some players for the dynasty squads.
So yeah, it's
there you go, right? That's how it starts.
So we went from Saints to LSU. Talking about, we could touch on the the new little wave that's coming through on the fights. I attended some bare knuckle fighting in Biloxi past weekend. I mean, it's awesome card as well as ex-UFC fighters, Kendall Grove, Charles Bennett, Joey Beltran, Beck Rollins, Maurice Jackson. I mean, was it what I thought it would be? It's a legitimate bare knuckles, kind of like a street fight, boxing type deal. It was an experience. Need more skilled guys. The big issue with that is after the second round, you can tell their hands are killing them. Man, knuckles, they got that bad, busted open. No, just hurt. My hands were hurt. They were just got to the point where actually in the third, fourth round, it's 5 2-minute rounds. How many? 5 2-minute rounds.
5 2-minute rounds. Okay.
So yeah, it got to the point where they were actually open hand slapping each other.
Really, the knuckles just that?
Because their knuckles were that gone. Just hitting foreheads and just hitting foreheads and just as hard as you can. I mean, you swinging like you're throwing bowlers, and you're boxing, you're hitting it forehead, chin, forehead. I mean,
any good knockouts that night?
Yeah, there's some good ones. I mean, I've talked to a couple of them.
They are crazier than I am.
Yeah, Kendall Grove. I mean, Kendall Grove's like 6'8", 6'9", big tall dude. He's a UFC.
That'd be more of a future in today's world. I mean, I could see that being more of a
and then he came out, man, with the shake.
Looking for the next thing.
I went to shake his hand. He's like, dude, I can't even open my hands right now. They hurt so bad, So it kind of like daps you off.
That's cool, man.
And Crazy Horse Bennett, which he was supposed to fight Melvin, some reason in an MMA bout, it went down, but he wound up fighting Charles Bennett.
Okay.
And that dude, when I say that dude, his nickname is Crazy Horse. It was Crazy Horse Bennett.
He's crazy.
Now his nickname, his name is Felony.
What do you put that dude?
Charles Felony Bennett.
No, like he illegally did it.
No, I mean that's his fight name. Felony.
That's what I mean. Like this
this dude
name. He ripped this dude pretty bad.
He got his ass kicked. But I mean,
oh really?
Yeah, for a dude from Albany, from right here.
Oh, from Albany,
New York?
like North Shore,
no,
like
North Shore.
Hammond area.
Yeah, for a dude with 4 fights. I mean, Crazy Bennett had 40, 50 fights under him. I mean, Japan and UFC and Bellator.
This dude was like the truth.
Yeah.
Who's this dude from Albany, man?
I don't know. Some Mike McDonald.
Michael McDonald?
Yeah.
Like ain't no mountain high enough.
Yeah, well, it might be his
I thought that dude was Canadian.
Like
that's a different Michael McDonald that played that fought in the UFC.
Yeah. And I was talking to Melvin during a fight while Bennett was fighting. He said, "Dude, that fucking dude is plumb crazy." I'm like, "No, when you crazy?" He said, "No, that mother." He said, "That dude, Bennett. When I say he's crazy, he's crazy."
Doobie Brothers.
So he comes out post fight, dude. And he literally for an hour and from his fight, he was probably the 4th, 5th fight. And there's probably 5 fights after him. He had his phone on like selfie moves, video, walking around for an hour, just videoing himself, like just talking into it. I'm sitting there talking to him. He's looking in it, talking to himself in the phone.
So he lost his shit.
Yeah, he's talking and and I kind of ran this shit with him for like 4 or 5 minutes. And he was talking to him, dude. It's like talking.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I was talking to like, dude. I mean, he wasn't there at all.
Really? Like he didn't know where he was at.
Yeah, I mean, he was just
out a little
retarded.
bit.
I mean, not retarded, but I mean,
I guess so. They punched him in his face all night. That's
I don't want to
rough.
mess with any of those guys, man.
Shit, no.
So that was my experience at the bare
that's
knuckle
his wife.
boxing
I'm going the other way.
in Biloxi.
Yeah.
So that means there's a boat. We'll touch another subject. So
what's that?
We went from Saints to LSU to fighting. Talk about contracts. Talk about some money.
Contractual.
I mean, we are in preseason, mode right now. So you got holdouts. You got people who want money. You got people who's holding out for new money. You got people holding out on old money who wants more money. You got people getting record contracts.
Get that money.
Man.
Get that money,
man.
I mean, you got sub-poor guys getting money more than.
When was the last time with a team, and I don't know, maybe I'm just overlooking this, but when was the last time a team with a top 5 or elite wide receiver won a Super Bowl?
Maybe the Saints this year.
Maybe so, but I'm saying before that. I mean, but
that would have to be a Google.
You have to go a little ways back.
You have to Google the last 2 Super Bowl champs.
I mean,
Google the last 10 Super Bowl champs, and you could probably pull off.
But I don't think none of them had an elite wide receiver. I'm just saying, look at some of the teams in it. The Packers never really had an elite guy. Saints didn't have an elite guy in 2009. I would say the Steelers at the time didn't have that elite guy when they won with Roethlisberger. Seattle definitely didn't have it. Ravens didn't have it for sure. Eagles didn't have it. Alshon Jeffrey's not elite, by the way, if anybody thinks he is. But
I guess they're probably the best set of receivers were the Broncos.
I mean, it could be. I mean, Saints had a lot of depth, but
Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah, but they weren't. And look how little of a factor they were in that team.
All right.
You know
I mean, the Giants won before OBJ came
that's
along.
like that's what I mean. Like, well, why would that's what I'm saying? But the Giants won when they the receivers when they won the Super Bowl.
Wait.
You know what I'm saying? Wasn't that Plexico still there?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying,
he's the one that made the catch, right?
Tyree had a big catch. I mean, but I'm saying, but that team was more about Eli really spreading the ball around. They had Tiki. They had a great defensive line. Shockey was there. That D line was like one of the best ever.
Shockey was probably the biggest.
Yeah, but elite. I mean, but no elite. I mean, to me, receivers do not. I mean, look, I'm not saying. I mean, Michael Thomas, he'll be the first in a long time if there's an elite receiver on.
Yeah, I mean, you got to what's elite and what's not elite.
Would you?
TJ Tarter just checked in, so TJ said, "What's up?"
TJ in the house, man.
Yeah, so TJ, we got a little delay on the feed, so as you're writing comments, it's not popping up right then and there. So just bear with us. Anybody's writing comments, put them out there. We talk some Teddy. Check out the first 20 minutes of the podcast.
Football, man.
We'll talk about whatever subject y'all want to talk about. So we got a little list here. We're gonna work our way down the list, and as y'all want to talk about something, we'll come back and touch on it with y'all.
Teddy. We're all
Tello in the house.
Not Ted Scambra, but Ted Bridgewater.
That's right.
We got to decipher what kind of Ted we're talking about around here.
Not Ted that watches porn 24/7.
I mean, I'm good.
He did
I'm pretty sure y'all good. Y'all good with Ted.
The original Sin.
Y'all good with Ted.
Johnny Jolie's the only one ever that liked that movie.
Oh, y'all good with Ted, Hulk Whopper's buddy?
Who's that?
Ted.
Oh yeah, I like that.
The bad at Blues.
At times that Ted would be a lot more fun to hang out with.
He's fucking jacked. He's smoking weed.
Yeah, I'm fucking right. I'll hang out with a fucking teddy
bear. Beer. He's getting married, having babies.
Yeah.
And he's a teddy bear.
Fucking Ted that we hung out with, he either brought bitches that looked like fucking they just.
He was a lot of fun though. Yeah, he was fun though.
like Ted, fucking. You know, what I mean, the
chicks that like
there's a big chance that the people that was staying at his house were on the run.
He's my dude and everything, but man, shit, we had to show that dude what fun was about.
Man. They may have been on the run.
Yeah, Ted looks like he messes with chicks that escape jail.
Yeah, well, somebody brought up Mark Colston.
I love Marcus Colston, one of my favorites.
Won Super Bowl.
Colston,
but he wasn't elite though.
He was a wide receiver too, really.
I love Marcus Colston. I'm not. Dude, he's one of my favorite players.
I mean, his stats.
I called Colston from the first time I saw that motherfucker. I said,
but he wasn't elite. He was good.
I mean, he wasn't elite. But he was a damn good player.
He wasn't like a top.
You know what's crazy? Never made the Pro Bowl. Never made the Pro Bowl.
He was like in those next 12 guys. Best receiver to never make the
Pro Bowl, I would say.
He wasn't top 12. He was in those next 12 guys.
He was in. I mean, to me, elite's top 5. That's
Who was his numbers that year?
I mean, I think he missed some time with injury that year. I want to say Lance Moore had a big year that year. Lance Moore, Devery, and Meacham, and you had Shockey. You had Reggie miss some time with injury, but Pierre. The running game was so big in the Super Bowl year, but I don't think Marcus had a monster year. I think he had better seasons. Maybe I'm wrong with that, but I know Lance had a really good year that year.
I would say that his usage was something that was really revolutionary, having that big slot guy, operating in the middle of the field, almost like another tight end.
Dude, Marcus Colston's phenomenal. That's what when I hear people say just system guy, it makes me mad because I think this dude could have played anywhere and been good. See, his body control, his hands, his toughness, good route runner. He wasn't the fastest guy, but for his size, I mean, not too many dudes that size run that fast. He had decent speed.
Now, if you want to talk about a system guy, Lance Moore.
No, like Lance Moore's more system, Meacham, Henderson. But Colston was a stud.
I mean,
Colston was great. He just wasn't elite in my book. And I mean, I think most people would probably say the same thing. You never make – I mean, if you're elite, I'm talking about top 5 guys.
Yeah, to me, if you're young,
quite there,
if you're a young receiver and you want to make money, you come to New Orleans for 2 years, 3 years. Get under Drew Brees, and you'll leave making
Michael
3
Thomas
times.
Get paid.
You'll leave making 3 times more money.
Thomas is about to get some Skrilla. He's about to get paid, man.
Is he going to get paid by the Saints, or are they going to let him walk?
No.
Oh, I think so. You don't think
they're
going to
give him $30 million?
Saints
no, see someone letting him walk. Yeah. Right.
Oh no, you don't let him walk. No.
But if he takes a contract like OBJ, can you construct a team around him like that?
Dude, I think so. All your money's gonna be gone by now.
Look, Poncho knows Loomis personally. He will have this deal done.
He killed bugs in his house before.
He knows Loomis. Now, I mean, Loomis will pull that deal. He'll make that happen. You know, as long as there's no more Jarris Birds out there. But no, yeah. I mean, OBJ, is that too much though? I mean, like to me, I don't know. Like Aaron Rodgers, absolutely.
It's hard for roster construction.
I don't know, man. Like
when you give a wide receiver
well, I mean,
would you have bet the farm? What if somebody offered you a bounty for OBJ that you couldn't refuse? What if somebody offered you a solid young player and multiple picks, including a first next year? Would you have took it if you're the Giants and build your future around Barkley, Evan Ingram, some of the guys on that defense? You know what I'm saying? And you could have got.
I think the Giants program. I think they're in their eyes. They're ready now.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The Giants aren't as bad as they were last year. I know it's crazy. They were that bad, but they're going to be a lot better this year. I don't know if they're a contender.
Oh yeah, it's all. I mean, it's all going on.
I think they're like a 9-17, but I don't think. Yeah, I mean, Eli, and I think that offensive line has to play better. I mean, they did make some adjustments on that line, getting Hernandez from UTEP. They got Nate Solder, but Solder's up there a little bit. He's over 30. I say I'm scared of those offensive linemen, free agents that are over 30. That could be just a money grab. He got like $16 million a year. No, maybe not $16 million, but he got paid, dude. Solder, I think, I don't know, man. He could be a little wishy-washy. I like Hernandez, though, from everything you hear. He's got a mean streak, and he can ball. But two guys, is that going to make that offensive line that much better? I mean,
your weapons. Maybe, I mean, if you can get by with your weapons for the first couple of weeks and make it feasible, you know, with like you got your guy, Mr. Concussed Ingram now.
Man, Ingram can ball. That dude's the future at tight end. I think with him and Barkley, I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's a star of the team. You can't give away the superstar, even though you got Barkley, Ingram, guys like that coming up. I mean, I guess you had to make the deal. I understand the general manager's move, but, you know, it'd be fun to have a discussion. What if somebody was calling and say, hey, man, I'll give you whatever. But the problem was his contract was looming, you know what I'm saying? So who's going to give up that bounty? I don't think that deal ever approached him. I think they might have listened, but nobody ever came with it.
OBJ's got –
remember to talk with the Rams early in the offseason before they got cooked.
His fan base in New York is too large right now. You got too many kids, you know, looking up to OBJ, and, you know, you would lose a whole fan base.
He's like the fifth biggest.
I mean, honestly, they have to win now. I mean, Eli.
Because, you know, it's four Yankees above him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's funny. We went to New York. It's crazy because down here football is so huge. And, I mean, don't get me wrong, OBJ's a superstar. He is. I mean, people love him, I'm sure, in New York or whatever. But the Yankees are such kings in that town. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I don't know. It's weird. Football, people don't understand it here. But, like, baseball stops everything up there. Like, baseball is by far and away their sport up there. Like, the baseball is head and shoulders, you know, ahead of everything else.
Well, honestly, Pat Riley, they should have got their quarterback this year, but instead they took a running back with the second overall pick. So they have to win now. They're set up to win now. I mean, if Eli, you know, goes backwards, there's nothing behind him. I mean, that team's going to implode. Like, Eli has to play good. And I'm not even sure if he can, but they have a lot of weapons on that team.
That's what Pat was saying. He's saying they're in the process of molding kind of, you know, Saints style, you know what I'm saying? Young running back. You got
the next guy is going to have a good thing to walk into.
Both teams. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, the Giants' defense isn't as stout as what we got, I don't believe.
I think they got some pieces, though. I mean,
I'm just saying they should have got that guy this year.
I mean, they got OBJ signed.
Their defensive line ain't what our line is. I think the secondary is pretty good.
You got Barkley. You got for the next 10 years, roughly 8 years.
Yeah.
And you got
I mean, I like the secondary. Jenkins, Landon Collins, those guys. But, don't get me wrong. It's a great situation.
Yeah.
I mean, you still got a first-round pick next year, right? They didn't give up their pick on anything. So, I mean, they could go get that quarterback next year.
TJ said he kind of sounded like you know what you're talking about.
Appreciate it. we try, man. We try to drink and do as little bit of pot as possible before we come on.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah. There's no
D by D podcast.
It's just
no
podcast.
Pod.
It's not the podcast.
Yeah,
definitely not any of that stuff going on right this second.
Nothing at all.
Definitely not on camera. Never.
That's right.
So contract. So they got
basically
OBJ. You know, then they got the Watkins signed the contract. Brandon Cooks on the contract.
I love Cooks.
Yes, one of those guys earned it.
Cooks has been 1,000 yards every year.
Then you got
unlike Sammy Watkins.
You know,
Sammy Watkins 1,000 yards like the last 2 years, maybe.
Have 1,000 yards this year.
Combined, I think, maybe. Yeah. Combined, did he hit 1,000?
Book it. 1,000 yards this year.
And you got what Geno Atkins. Geno Atkins on a contract.
Atkins is a beast, man. Bengals got a pretty good D line. I don't like much on that team outside of AJ Green and maybe Mixon, but that D line's pretty good.
Atkins might be the second best D tackle in the league.
I think he rivals Donald. I think he definitely rivals Donald. I think he's very underrated. If that team was worth the shit, I think he'd get more attention. I like Aaron Donald, obviously, he's the best, but Atkins ain't far behind.
Again, you got Dunlap on the same team that signed.
That's what it is. Dunlap and Atkins. You got to make that happen. I like what they did in the offensive line.
TJ saying about getting an MLB team. Yeah, and Pat's response was we can barely afford what we have now. So
I mean that's a good. I like the conversation. TJ, a lot of people I know talk about that. I just don't know if it ever happens.
TJ, go out to Airline Drive.
Yeah, the baby cakes.
There's the baby cakes out there. Go check them out. See how many people go to that game. It ain't many.
The problem is with baseball, there's so many cities that probably, like right now, to me, baseball, I can name 4 cities off the top of my head that would be, like Las Vegas would be an obvious win. It's a huge baseball town. Chris Bryant, Bryce Harper's from there, Joey Gallo, Greg Maddux is from there. They love baseball in Vegas. And now that the first professional team's there, with the hockey and now the Raiders are coming, Vegas, to me, makes sense with baseball. Montreal, they've been trying to get a team. You know what I mean? Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina, there's a lot of talk that could happen. They're huge supporters of their minor league team.
And then
you hear about Louisville, Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? That's another city that nobody talks about, but they could be an outside shot at baseball. You know?
Pat was talking about as far as receiver contracts. I mean, you can see receivers become more valuable just because of the new defensive rules out there right now.
Maybe so.
They're targeting. I mean, it's kind of a touch league now, right?
It is. I mean, you got beast mode. I mean, my thing was just when's the last time? I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like now these guys we're going. When was the last time we had a receiver that was a top 5 guy? That's one. Like I mean, to me, Colston wasn't it. I mean, I love Colston, but there's not been a top 5 receiver on a Super Bowl winning team in a long time. That's saying to me, I love receivers, but I don't think they're critically important. To me, quarterback, defensive line.
I think it's more quarterbacks, right?
Yeah, quarterbacks, D line, pass rushers. To me, outside of quarterback, pass rushers, offensive line. Look at the Eagles. I mean, Nelson Aguilar might have been their most important receiver in the postseason. What does that say? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Nelson Aguilar is pretty good.
No, I mean, he's a decent player, but I mean, he was
pretty damn good
he's
once
decent.
you got a quarterback.
He's decent. Yeah. I mean, he had 700 yards receiving last year. That's not setting the world on fire.
Yeah, Pat said Montreal too. So.
Yeah, Montreal. I'd like to see Montreal get it because, dude, you know, I still feel for them with that strike here. You know, it was at 94. I mean, dude, they had the best record in baseball. They had a loaded team with, 2 Hall of Famers were on that team? Was that Vlad and Pedro both on that same team? I want to say, dude, I mean, come on. That team was so good. And, dude, the fans, they won it. They've been trying to get it back, but they never had a fair shot. Dude, I was looking at some history about the Expos. Dude, they had so many failed opportunities to get a stadium that never made it happen out there. You know, but the fans wanted it out there. They just had a horrible stadium situation.
What's stopping it is the fans. Nobody's voting on it. Or
well, I don't know. Now there's been a big grassroots thing.
Doesn't it?
There's been a big grassroots thing for a while. Like
somebody's voting against it. Like what's stopping
I'd have to look deeper into it. I want to say it's something to do with the city because it's funny when you look at it. They almost lost the team after a few years. In '69, I think is when the Expos went there. I want to say, and they almost lost the team a few years later because they had this garbage ballpark, like a playground. I'm serious. It was called Jarry Park, and before Montreal got Olympic Stadium, because of the Olympics, was built like in the mid-'70s. Like, dude, they almost lost. MLB almost took the team back because they never built a stadium. And then Olympic Stadium was supposed to be discarded after so many years. And, dude, they never got a new stadium out there. You know what I'm saying? That has a lot to do with it sometimes, man. It sounds silly, but if the local, you know, government, everything's not supportive of it, you know, you don't have the right local backing, you know what I'm saying? It can fail, man.
TJ threw out Jordy Nelson with the Packers for the Super Bowl.
Well, think about Jordy Nelson. He's finished.
I like Jordy. No, but he's saying like as far as an elite receiver, right?
You got to go along with the subject. Yeah.
He's just ready to fucking clobber Jordy Nelson, man. I think Jordy Nelson had something to do with one of his.
Did Jordy Nelson play on the Super Bowl team?
Yeah, I would believe
he was. Yeah, he was on that team. I mean, I don't know if he was elite, though. I mean,
he was pretty damn close to elite. That's a good call.
That's probably the closest one that TJ came up with.
That's good. That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
But no, that's the closest that TJ came up with. Jordy Nelson's probably the closest. I don't know if I'd say elite. He's right on the border.
Who's the other?
He was top 10, I would say, probably.
Donald Driver?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe so. I mean, I'd have to go back. Look at the year they won a Super Bowl. That'd be a cool thing to do. Look at the year they won a Super Bowl and look at the receivers in the league at that point. Because That's the only way to
we need to
compare
get Pat on our pod because Pat's very informational. He's throwing out all kind of stuff.
Go look at last year Packers won, man, and somebody could pull that up.
Pat said take Miami or Tampa and move them to Montreal.
I would absolutely agree with that, especially Tampa. See, Miami's got that new stadium now. That might hold that up for a few years, but Tampa, why not? I'm with Pat 1,000,000% on that. Throw Tampa in Montreal. Those fans deserve it. I think it would make.
To me,
it would make it work.
It's like a revolving door at Miami.
Tampa's a disaster, though. It's like there's nobody at these games, man. It's sad.
Miami stacks their team and then sells them off.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if Miami, talent stayed in Miami, dude, that team would be untouchable.
Same with look at Tampa. Look at Tampa when Madden was there. Look at Tampa when Madden was there.
You would have Yankee payroll, but
before Madden came to Chicago, that was a freaking juggernaut. He got them to the World Series.
The good thing is you have an excuse to go to Miami and watch a baseball game.
But the thing is, why if you
an excuse to get to Miami?
If you MLB.
I blame it on the fans locally. Miami, though.
But they're still not winning.
They're like Atlanta fans.
So if you MLB,
they don't show up for the games. So the TV contracts aren't there either. They know nobody's watching the games locally because they say the money's in the TV deals.
Mm-hmm.
And Tampa and Miami just must not be. The locals aren't getting it done out there, because you got a lot of Northeast people that move down there.
Gomez is here.
Oh shit!
He wasn't too busy to come watch
Gomez
for a second.
Is not too busy to come on, man.
Pat said Greg Jennings.
I like Greg Jennings, but I don't know. Same thing. Like to me, I'm looking at Randy Moss. Jerry Rice level guys.
There's not many of them.
No, that's what I'm saying. Jerry Rice.
You're talking
that's
about
what I'm saying.
Hall of Famers.
Well, no, but we can even go elite. Go back to like I said. My thing would be look at the Packers when they won that Super Bowl. When was that with Rodgers? That last
Chris Carter. You talking about that caliber?
That's what I'm talking. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that. Okay, let's look at Packers. I'm gonna pull this shit up.
You're looking for the Packers. All right. Y'all can comment while Dave is using his research device.
So we can go with the non-contracts right now. People holding out: Le'Veon Bell, Khalil Mack, Aaron Donald, Aaron Rodgers. These are the top tier. You want to say elite players that are holding out.
Mack's a big one, man.
They just getting out of camp. They'd be all right.
Donald's obviously huge too, but Mack, to me, that Raiders defense sucks.
I heard that they're not even communicating him in the team. That one I would be a little nervous about. Coach Chucky, don't reach out to him.
I don't know what's going to happen with that team this year. I wouldn't even bet money at all to make a prediction on that.
It could be a dumpster fire, or it could be like an 8-win team.
Man, that's crazy. Check this out. Let's look at this.
All right, you got the research up or what?
No, y'all keep going. Y'all go with y'all. I gotta.
The Packers will be in the city this weekend.
Packers were 2011. They won their last Super Bowl.
Packers will be in what city?
See, here's the receivers that. This is what I'm saying. These are probably elite receivers. Let's go through elites real quick. I'll kill this after this. Let's say elite receivers at that point in time. They had some damn good receivers, but let's see here.
They had a lot of shit too. I see.
They do. Well, the 1 through 5 is not. I don't think this is entirely right here.
With the Case Keenum, Alex
Andre
Smith,
Johnson number 1.
Yeah, that could have been right. Calvin Johnson number 3. He was never.
Roddy White.
Yeah. Well, let's be real. Calvin Johnson and Andre Johnson were elites. I would have to say Larry Fitzgerald was certainly elite.
Andrew Johnson was an elite.
You could have made an argument for Brandon Marshall at the time and Des Bryant being elite in 2011, right?
Yeah.
So I'd say I would have to say the elite guys to me would have been a Des, a Brandon Marshall.
I think Jordy might have been better.
Jordy might have been. No, don't get me wrong.
Des Bryant.
No, I'm not. But I'm saying at
Des Bryant shined super bright for a few years.
Andre Johnson
went to
sure.
nothing
Calvin
real fast.
Sure.
He fell off fast. It's not Calvin Johnson's fault that he played for the Lions.
Steve Smith.
Yeah, this is his fault.
How was he?
You don't
it's not his fault. You
don't resign a contract.
He got signed.
You don't resign a contract. You sign it somewhere else, right?
Yeah, I guess if you put it that way.
It ain't nobody else's fault. Ain't nobody made him. He wanted to play. He wanted to sign there.
Some people just go to a city and fall in love with it.
Yeah, he wanted to win a championship. So
some people, are loyal to the team that drafted him.
So where you at with the?
I guess it's his fault that he didn't, go to another team. He didn't go to New England or something.
Wow, and it's funny, man. I don't know who was that, TJ or Pat came with the Greg Jennings thing. He had a good argument on Greg Jennings more so than any of them.
Yeah.
It's funny because I'm just looking at, and there's a New York Times list that year elite receivers. And people must have loved them some Andre Johnson. Don't let Chris over here this. No, I know Chris must have voted on all this. Andre Johnson, Larry Fitzgerald, Calvin Johnson. I don't want to stay in the 3. Maybe this is the article I just read. Roddy White 4 and Jennings number 5. Got Deshaun Jackson number 6. How bad he fell off. You gotta love this number 7 guy because he's still relevant. Mike freaking Wallace on 2 of my teams.
Oh shit, that shitty guy still playing?
So
I thought he would have gave up a long
he
time
only
ago.
had 1,000 yards 2 years ago and 700 last year.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah, Pat.
More than Watkins over there.
Yeah, Pat. We touched on some college stuff. I mean, we talked about the LSU. Talked about how you kind of messed up, man. That you talk your son not going
bet on it
to his favorite college team's game. Only 7 hours away.
7 hours?
Pat was asking, did we talk about the college stuff?
Yeah, that was pretty cool hearing that Son was a Miami fan because, dude, he might have a lot to brag about that.
Well, the story with
3.5 point
I mean, the story behind his son being a Hurricanes fan is the documentary that came out that about the convicts and what they call it.
Oh shit! You talking about cocaine
Miami.
Cowboys, huh?
Yeah,
Miami's
cocaine Cowboys.
Yeah, they got some problems. LSU's got some little demons over the years, but Miami's probably one of the worst.
I guess did The Rock have like a rock on him?
Mm-hmm.
At
I
Miami?
don't know, man. I don't know. No telling, man. The Rock, those years, man. Warren Sapp. I mean, he's been convicted of some
Pat said it might still be back on. He said they had to cancel it because of flag football on Saturday, but he said it got canceled, so he might talk his son back into it. But his son might talk him back into it.
What? Cocaine Cowboys.
But it's funny. Let me ask you this: if LSU loses this game in a bad way, you think they
Uncle Luke's from Miami?
Huh?
Uncle Luke.
There you go. That's right. Yeah. I mean, they produce great players. I mean,
2 Live Crew.
Oh man, dude, I love Miami.
Shit.
I love Miami as a place to visit, but their fans are shit. Of all their sports teams, they're like the most fair weather fans.
I guess
LSU fans would dominate this thing, from a crowd standpoint, but they may go home unhappy. It's possible.
They have too much other things to do than be that into.
Yeah, I mean they do. I mean, but to me, it's like, man, I never understood that. Be on the beach
looking at thongs all day.
I mean, you could, but at nighttime there's a game on.
What I'm saying? Well, I mean, their culture. It's a different culture.
I mean, what's wrong with them? That's what I'm saying. That's a good study. But what's weird about that?
Beach lifestyle.
But let me ask you
this: Los Angeles. Look at Los Angeles.
The Lakers are huge out there. The Dodgers are huge out there. You know what I'm saying?
But
the Rams are starting to pick up steam because of them.
Yeah, but that's
and LA's got beaches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's a whole different culture.
Oh, it is. I mean, LA's a lot bigger than Miami from a metropolitan standpoint. But
just the people that live there. I mean, Miami's more like, Haitians.
It's a lot of retirees.
I mean, soccer. I mean, I bet you put a Major League Soccer. I mean, a World Soccer Club right there.
But too, that's definitely part of it. And I think the retirees, because it's funny. Me and Jess were out there in Fort Lauderdale. We met a lady, an Uber driver. Ubered. She was at Cubs. She had Cubs seat covers. She was a transplant from Chicago. And there's a lot of transplants from Boston, New York, Chicago, Philly.
Yeah, the Snowbirds. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They come out here, and
We got a special guest, do we?
Jessica making an appearance or what?
Nope.
We got the housewife.
Where's my tip?
The Real Housewife of Kenner. Right
Where's my tip?
Kenner, bro.
We're going next week. We've had a lot of requests.
I'll give you your tip off.
We need you to clean this shit up. That's the tip.
Shit.
Yeah, we've had a lot of requests.
We had bikini
wife.
requests.
Come on.
We had some bikini. We got a pool.
The flamingo. They said they want to see stuff with the flamingo.
Yeah, we just ain't got
no. Want to see some.
2 more drinks.
So
let's keep drinking. We got another hour.
So yeah, Pat, we was into contracts. I mean, so where's Aaron Rodgers with the quarterback contracts?
What he got it, huh? He got the 134?
No, Rodgers didn't sign yet, did he?
I thought he got the 134.
He signed today.
134, huh?
You tripping? He signed today.
$100 million guaranteed. That's what I heard.
I'm about to put it up right now.
That's what my dude told me.
Y'all talk about it while I research.
And then Khalil Mack, you got Aaron Donald.
Yeah, Donald and Mack are surprising that hasn't been done. I hope they both sit out.
I think Donald's going to be signed.
The reason I hope Donald sits out, I may play Lynch week 1 while I got Marky Mark suspended in that one league.
And then Le'Veon Bell.
I think it's wrong what they're doing to Bell. I really do, man.
But Pittsburgh doesn't redo contracts.
No, they don't. And I respect Pittsburgh. I think they're a fantastic organization. But what they doing with Bell, running him ragged, and then just basically, we're going to run you ragged. And he is making – the dude's making money.
God.
But he's one injury away from not getting a huge contract the rest of his career.
Aaron Rodgers, 4 years, $134 million.
$100 million guaranteed.
$100 million guaranteed.
And I'm not going to lie to you. If I was a GM, I would do that deal before the Beckham deal. Absolutely. Not even a close thought in my mind. Rodgers is, to me, quarterback's just too important in this league. Rodgers has a Super Bowl. Beckham.
But can you put a competitive team around
Pat's
that
saying
guy
180. With that
money?
What you going with 180, Pat?
I don't know, man.
I guess he's.
I don't know if you can build a competitive team with anybody making that much money.
If you can scout the right way, I mean, it's hard because, I mean, that's a problem. You do put your team in the corner. Now, the problem is we know that contract might not stay that way. He might still get his guaranteed money, but if they got to make moves and, circumvent cap things, they'll do it. They'll make the right adjustments. Frozen.
So,
we're good.
So we jump to contracts. We're going to go we touch on just a little bit of NBA, not much to talk about there.
Ginobili,
Spurs great. I guess he
they got to find a new guy to trip and fall and act like he got shot out of the stands.
Yeah. I mean, empty house now, right? Start from scratch.
Yeah, San Antonio's not a playoff team.
I mean, in all honesty, he's a Hall of Famer.
He wasn't the same guy the last couple of years, but I still think that team's done. I mean, I don't think they can keep it up.
Parker's going.
He still made a lot of good,
big
plays.
Going.
Kawhi. So,
I'm saying it's too much. I mean, Aldridge kind of played, to me, a little above and beyond last year, and they got some. I mean, Popovich is the best coach of all time. It's hands down. He's the best coach.
I know. DeMar DeRozan's scared of LeBron, so.
Yeah, I mean, those two, they have something in common, him and DeRozan. They probably won't be title contenders this year.
Pat says 134, right? Pat's showing out 180 on, I think, the Rodgers contract, but I think he's saying 134.
Or we took a 180 on something, maybe. Is that what?
So,
but I mean, no, respect to Ginobili.
Are you referring to the Khalil Mack? Are you talking to?
Did he get paid just now?
I don't know.
Do we have breaking news here?
Pat Riley, Mr. MIA Laker guy. You know the Pat Riley, the man of myth himself.
Yep.
He's saying the Lakers are going to slip to the AC.
I am 100% behind Pat Riley on that. I think that is a shit show. We can have a whole talk show about that. That's a 7th or 8th seed.
That's a top 3 team in the league. He's just talking through hate. Let him talk through hate.
LeBron and a bunch of scrubs, basically. It's the same situation as
Cleveland. I talk about my team and I'm fucking like this. Y'all talk about y'all team and y'all jerk off y'all fucking team.
Well, I mean, the Cubs won a World Series 2 years ago. They've been the best team in baseball the last 4 years.
Where's the Lakers?
Yeah, everybody likes the Cubs.
I don't like the Cubs.
Where's the Lakers hat?
Yeah, but I said, where's the Lakers hat? Yeah.
I'll show you.
That's what I just
show me.
Yeah.
Lakers shirt. Give me a shirt.
Come on.
Don't pull out the 2008.
All I'm saying is when the Cubs won the World Series, I poured beer on myself. My wife recorded.
Don't be mad when the Lakers win the championship this year. And then y'all look really silly.
LeBron's got a great chance of winning the gold this year. There's no doubt. He may win a fucking.
Oh, no, he's gonna win a championship. It ain't gonna be this year.
Yeah,
he ain't win no fucking championship. He's not winning another title.
He might win another world title. He might win 3.
He's got a 2-year window this year and next. Honestly, by 3rd year, I don't think he'll keep up at that point.
Without being,
this team is not that good this year.
Without being too one way or another, but they might win a championship in the next 3 years each year. 3-peat. Fucking 3-peat.
See,
the most talented young player
nobody did anything before they came on this show.
Pat, are you
listening
to what we have to deal with over here?
See somebody get suspended for 4 games. That's just about to fucking happen. You tell me, goddamn,
suspended for next podcast.
They just mad that a team that's been a lottery team the last few years is a championship team now.
Hey, suspended for next podcast.
That's right. It's going to have to be done.
Lonzo
Ball's a retarded Drake that can't handle the ball. Drew Holiday owned that dude this year. Drew Holiday, I didn't think that dude belonged in the league after that game.
Outside of fucking AD.
Nah, dude. Lonzo Ball, Drew Holiday. Lonzo Ball. Go look at that game. If anybody's got that game on DVR.
In addition to his championship, you're talking about in addition to his championship.
NBA championship.
Made him look
NBA game.
Like he didn't even
he might win an Academy Award along with his NBA title.
Lonzo Ball's not that good. Ingram's got potential. Kuzma overachieved
Lonzo Ball would be the
year
3rd best player on the Pels.
What are you talking about? Yeah, right. Julius Randle was your best player last year. No. Julius Randle was your best player last year. He was the 4th best player last year. Oh, my God.
He was the 4th
What games were you watching?
I watched all of them.
I called him last year. Check this out. No worry. He can't deny this, especially when he wants to lie about stuff.
What are the stats last year?
I called him. No, check this out.
What are the stats last year?
Oh, the stats will show you Randle was their best player. It ain't even close. But I'm going to tell you this, and he knows it. But here's my thing. No. Randle was their best player last year. And I called him. This is before we signed Julius Randle. I said, Ball looked terrible, but I will give you this. I like Ingram's future, but, man, Randle improved. That's your best player right now. I said this when we played them, the Lakers and the Pelicans. I said, Randall's your best player right now. That dude really improved.
I told you was full of shit.
We got Randall. No, you did not. You like, Randall really came up. We're going to keep Randall for like 6 years. Ain't no way we're going to sign LeBron and keep these assholes. You know what I'm saying? No, this team is going to win 45 games.
Randall ain't going to help us win one more game.
Pat
then we're going to win this year.
Pat said Randall at 16 and 8.
Randall's fucking good. Randall's a good move. You know what? The Cousins thing, I know that's an episode in itself. I'll take
You was
Randall.
on the Cousins train last year.
I like Cousins, but if you're going to go out the way you did, I like Randall's youth. I like his health. I like that dude can ball.
Personal question. When's the last time you bought a Lakers
That's what I want.
product?
Oh, I got some in my closet now.
No, when's the last time you bought a Lakers product?
If CJ gets him on the floor for one of these Pelicans games, we know where he's going.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If the Pelicans become contenders this year with Randall,
he's going to eBay.
You know, I always like Randall. You know, AD, everybody loves AD.
He's going to
and
eBay.
Drew's just such a good guy, and he's always been good.
No,
I've been building up Drew for years. Him and Chris
I will
Drew's
like,
not that good. That dude was amazing.
I will like some
last year.
Pelicans when AD comes to LA.
Drew Holiday was the second best player on the floor in that Blazers series.
That's when I'll enjoy the Pelicans.
Hey,
I'll be like, thank you for grooming him to be an LA Laker and help LeBron win a couple more championships before he hangs them up.
But was Drew Holiday not the second best player on the floor in that Blazers series? He was better than Lillard and McCollum. And I don't want to say, oh, he had Davis. No. He owned Lillard and McCollum in that series. And Rondo had a lot to do with that, too. Rondo did really well. Rondo, to me, should be their starting point guard. But Drew Holiday and Davis and Randall, I like what we're doing from that. Just on a brief Pelicans
it's good for, like, the seventh.
But, you know, no, that's a fifth seed team this year. But you know what's more good?
Pat, he wasn't a fan. He wasn't a fan back then, Pat.
He wasn't.
No, Pat mentioned
he didn't know the coach before Phil Jackson. I already asked him that trivia question.
I knew.
He said AC Green jersey.
Oh, fuck. Jerry Curl Green. Green was the king of Soul Glow.
He was a Knicks fan. He was a Knicks fan back then.
Green was such an effective rebounder because if he shook his head, everybody was blinded on the other team from the Soul Glow. You know what I'm saying?
I was in there with Sam Perkins. He did
not like them dudes. He was a New York. Wait, where's the article about C? This is C's alter ego.
Yeah, Pat, did you see the article?
The Knicks fan that sold out.
Fan who sold his fandom for $3,500. And the guy who bought it made his pledge for him, the Knicks fan, to become a Lakers fan. Now this
Give me
guy
that $3,500. I'm taking that shit all day. You heard me.
It was C.
Yeah,
that's what happened. That's why he bought them TVs in those condos.
That would be like,
he had like 8 TVs.
That's like a sitcom, Hallmark movie right there.
He had all them TVs. That's what it was from. He bought like 6 TVs for that condo, remember?
Yeah.
Every fucking room is a TV. And then Maria come over and one night, and all of a sudden he got the DVR button stuck. And she's like, oh, what is this? Girls Gone Wild Part 72. And I'm like,
I'm about to play tacos, and you watching Girls Gone Wild.
Man, that's so racialist.
Why
you gotta make a
sound like
that? Why you gotta make a sound like that?
That's the way she talked. That's the way she talked.
She didn't talk like
Maria.
that.
Yeah, she did.
Maria was so fucking awesome.
She made fish tacos.
Her fish tacos were amazing.
You looking out there.
Maria was cool, man. But she saw that TV, boy. She's like, what is this? Slutty Housewives Part 37.
That's when she used
to
buy the pay-per-views, huh?
I'll never forget the day those got erased by accident.
I tried not to laugh so bad. I was trying to I had to turn away.
She had like $400 in stock in that shit. He had to erase them all, right?
It was like dead bodies. She was like the poor girl in the horror movie running from shit.
What is porno? What is that?
She's like, what is this? That's more. You know?
She didn't know about that Dropbox.
Is that why you in the closet all day long?
Oh, shit. Oh, man, Poncho, you got to give Poncho that one. That was good shit, man. That was fucking good. That's some moments there, man.
Yeah, Pat, it's always fuck Pat now. It's fuck C.
Pat's like, look, C's a fucking, this dude's a knowledgeable guy. I don't agree with his fucking Lakers takes for shit. But I do agree with his basketball.
He doesn't like it because he hates hearing the truth.
He's a damn good fantasy basketball player. He won the last 2 championships. Well, no, 2 of the last 3 championships. Chased a lot.
3 out of the last 4.
I mean, when you invest,
not played that many leagues.
I know, but when you invest that much money in it, I mean, you're basically not picking your own team. You got the magazine picking them for
you. It doesn't matter how much I won, like $1,000
bucks. As mediocre as he is,
he won $1,000. It went from $2,000 to $1,000. So what's the real figure?
That's right.
It was like $15 a team.
That was where he sold that fandom. He's acting like that. He knows that fandom money.
It was like $400
no fantasy basketball. It was that fandom that he sold.
So each league was $400.
Around that, yeah.
So
one was 12 and one was 10, so you do the math.
Yeah, he's a pretty good fancy basketball player. The football, not so much, but basketball,
$40
he's
a fucking buy-in.
Pretty good basketball player. I'm pretty good at basketball, too. I was pretty tough 2 of those 3 years, but the 1 year
you almost won.
Yeah, but I'm not buying subscriptions.
Well, yeah, my fucking team got, like, herpes or something, dude. I had fucking Cousins hurt. I had a fucking – dude, I had Griffin goes and punches some fucker in the face.
Don't draft those guys.
Antetokounmpo fucking just does whatever. I don't know what happened to him. Cousins has like a fucking blister on his toe or something or finger, and he misses the last month of the season. Holiday had a stomach ache. I swear to God, my whole team, dude, everybody disappeared in like the playoffs. Dude, like I had a badass team, dude, and they all died. Dude, go draft that team now. I had like fucking 5 guys that were probably top 10 guys now on that team, man, or top 20 at least. That's sick,
but
man.
I did take the title, though.
So Pat, we did touch on some baseball stuff. So
3 out of 4.
We got September call-ups.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be coming up.
What up? The Cubs starting pitching, man. What's going on?
It has been good. I mean, it's been good. They were on a good little run.
I mean, with Daniel Murphy pickup was probably gold, right?
Oh, Hamels and Murphy.
That
basically takes away the Chatwood Darvish thing, right? I mean, I know some fans of my NOLA Cubs forum, they hated the Chatwood Darvish thing, but Murphy and Cole Hamels.
Who's the best pool player out of those 3? Me.
Probably Poncho. I'm gonna say that. Me and C had some good battles, so that's hard to say. Like, me and C look like 2 people that could have something wrong with us when we play pool, or we could look really good.
That's the most uncoordinated game.
Say, like,
it just depends on how much I'm drunk.
Don't let Gaspar lie to you. Gaspar and Ted, they both come there with their goddamn pool sticks like they're Tom Cruise in Color of Money or something with Paul Newman. And, dude, I busted some ass. I busted Mike's ass a couple times. Mike's my dude. Look, but I did get Mike a few times that night. And I got Ted's ass a few times, too. So I can be some people once in a while. In some games, I look like I'm downright terrible. But I would say Poncho for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't even talk about beating Ted. Like that's
I mean, it's like pistol whipping a blind kid.
I mean, why you go pistol whip him? I mean, you've already fucking stolen alcohol. Now you pistol whipping blind kids.
That's right.
I mean, whatever with that.
I mean, house sticks or broomsticks.
Yep.
He was pretty good back in the G. You heard me.
Yep. He once hit a shot, man. I couldn't believe it.
Pat wants to play. Pat can't play no pool. I mean, Pat, are you talking about like a football pool? Or are you talking about like talking something like that?
He's talking about the thing.
I mean, listen,
he's talking about the thing the flamingos in behind.
Pat is the guy who goes to the pool. Like Pat
needs to have some topless.
Like Dave is like 80% blonde. Pat,
not 80% blind.
I didn't know this was making a point
show where we talk shit about each other the whole fucking show.
I don't know the best.
I'm making a point here. So like,
Pat's
on a cabbage ball team, right? If the cabbage ball is like 8 inches around, 7 inches around.
Yeah, I can play some fucking baseball. I can hit a baseball.
A cabbage ball.
Still.
This motherfucker strikes out in cabbage ball. Underhand, soft pitch, 2 mile an hour.
You just
cabbage ball.
Pat's looking for some info on you as we speak now. Shit.
Jump out for a second.
I'm a pretty dude. Look, now don't get me wrong. Now you throw somebody throwing some 85 plus on me. I ain't hitting that shit. I can still pitch a ball. I can spin it and throw it and shit.
I've
never been a great
baseball. You gotta knock the camera, man.
Everybody wants to do it. I've done it before.
You gotta go down. See.
Yeah.
Oh wait, come down
that's
a little
why
bit.
It's live.
It's live. It looks like the wind is blowing.
All right. That's what I'm saying. I try to get y'all off that damn.
I gotta get my laptop.
Oh shit! What's he getting a laptop for?
I don't know.
See, why are you getting a laptop at this point?
That's where his Pornhub's at, dude.
Damn. You got an alert or something? Like shit's starting to make noises or something?
That's his Pornhub's on there.
God damn. I mean, dude, you can see Mia Khalifa in like 2 hours, bro. Fuck. Come on. Like,
so,
Alexis, Texas will be waiting.
So, yeah, Pat, we was talking some baseball, man.
Sonny Leone.
So we will go back to the baseball a little bit. With
2-team racing at Central, huh?
Daniel Murphy. I mean, there was some what they call it, how you would say, some lashback.
Yeah, backlash. Oh yeah.
Daniel Murphy, dude.
Oh, about the yeah. I've read into it, but
he's not good with the LBGT, whatever the community, the initials they want to say it is.
Man, that's a weird thing that's going on with that, man. I mean, I think like the owner, Laura Ricketts. Is. What I'm saying? She's very open about her sexuality. And, I mean, she's okay with it. So if she's okay with it, everybody should. I mean, I know he got, some of the fans that were in the LGBT community did boo him. I mean, that's their right. You know what I'm saying? If they, what he came out and said, I don't think he was really disrespectful about it. He just said it wasn't, talking about Billy Beane. He said it wasn't his thing, but he said, I will invest in him as a friend. I just don't approve of what he does with that. And he's very religious. He's a religious dude, So, I mean, I don't have a problem with the way Murphy stated it. I mean, to me, what everybody does is what they do. Love is love, man. Guy, girl, whatever. I don't care. What
I mean, you had your fair share of run-ins. I mean, quite a few of them, right? I mean, Dave was the cute guy at the end of the bar quite a few times,
I got hit on a bar. See, so that's what I'm saying. Is sometimes, some guys, some friends of mine, or people I know, if a dude hit on them in a bar, they'd be like, "Oh, going crazy." I mean, to me, dude, I mean, I'm like, man, it's a situation. I get, you never know, man. You know what I'm saying? You sitting there chilling at a gay bar, you might get hit on. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, like any bar. You know what I'm saying? Girl, guy, whatever. I mean, dude, I think people are kind of. I don't think many people are doing this with this Murphy thing, but I think a few people are kind of going a little overboard with it. You know what I'm saying? To me, you want to win. I don't care what anybody's political affiliation is, religious, sexual orientation. If you told me 10 of the Cubs players right now were gay guys, I would not care about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? I don't think it should matter. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I think they're doing the same exact thing by ridiculing Murphy.
Oh, yeah.
Bit, you know what I'm saying?
We're talking to that. We got Decadence Fest this weekend.
Hey, man, I'm going out there. I'm not going there. I'm going with my wife, hopefully.
Wait.
I've been trying to go hang out. We want to go out to Frenchman, catch some music. I know a dude drums on Frenchman Street, but dude, the Decadence is
go to Fat City or something.
It's fun though, man. It's a fun experience. I mean, you go with your wife, your girlfriend, and just go. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's a fun experience.
Coming in.
You know what I'm saying? Decadence is a freaking cool. It's part of what we do, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm going out there dressed up in leather, but you know what I'm saying?
You gotta put it on the mic.
But
if we're gonna talk, you gotta put
that's
the mic.
Your boy?
It's looking him up right now.
All right. But yeah, Daniel Murphy, dude. Nobody can argue with the results. I think put it this way: we win a World Series, everybody's gonna love Murphy. I mean, there's that little bit of thing going on, but I don't think it's providing any kind of interference or any kind of distraction at this point, But I love what's happening. I love what the Cubs are doing. Cubs and Cardinals, 2-team race in the Central. And it can't get no better than that. Brewers are kind of falling out of it a little bit. They're still around. Can't discount them just yet. But Cubs and Cardinals, man, some series too down the stretch together.
So where are we at now? Contract. We talked about Rodgers. We talked about OBJ fights.
Divisional breakdowns.
Divisional breakdowns. I mean, we got a special guest we're trying to get in here.
Yeah. So Pat, we went to divisions. Pat, AFC East,
NFC
East.
Well, NFC East and West. Are we going?
Yeah.
NFC East.
NFC East.
Pat said, "Bust a move on a mic."
Bust a move. See, come on.
Yo.
Now he needs you to rap.
I can't rap.
Rap about the Lakers and how they're close to 500 this year.
Drop your.
I'll rap about how they're gonna win the championship this year. Be a top 3 team in the West.
Wait, I got to drop your best D12 verse.
Oh,
not
shit.
Song, the verse. Just a verse.
If anybody knows any verse from D12, they're special.
Drop your best D12 verse.
Rap fans.
Oh man, I can't even think about what I did
yesterday.
The
boss. Come on. Drop the boss from D12.
I'm trying to multitask.
Just any verse. It could be like, anything in history, man. Like Slava Manab. It could be.
Do you know a verse from any song?
Any rapper.
I don't know what my name is right now.
It could be like, any
Pat, we trying.
verse from a rap song ever.
Y'all ain't getting no rap out of me. I'm good at podcasting, not rapping. If you want some rapping, you need to check out Pat Riley and
PJ
Paul
Mack.
Higgins, because they
right.
is the rappers in house. They gonna hit that shit. You don't even know what the fuck happened.
When's
You
the next
like,
show?
why drop
When's
it like
the
it's
next
hot?
event?
You heard me? They get up in the club,
When?
they get it going.
September?
8th at Mr. C's.
Really?
Yeah.
Chalmette?
Yeah.
Where's that at? Where's Mr. C's?
On Parish Road, on that Parish Road.
Parish Road.
Yeah, right, kind of right by the jail, right there.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, right across the street from the with a food mart and all that shit. Like further down.
Yeah, the two balls next to each other.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm going, dude. September when?
Let's do it.
8, and you got a show in.
Boy, it's a Saturday night then, right?
I'm guessing.
And wait, September. Yeah, it's Saturday. So versus, dude, I'm going. It's for Saints game. For week 1. It's right after, dude. Next day. I'm going, bro. I'm going.
He said, drop the Shaq verse.
Come on, Fushnickers. Come on.
On Kobe, all my hair's taste.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh shit.
We got.
Not much. I was just looking for that email. I've never done that Google Hangouts joint, so I'm sorry for that. But
yes, I do.
I am at Mickloven on the Twitter device. We're gonna send you the link.
Special guest.
So
yeah.
so Mickloven, go ahead and set out your Twitter link and everything. Give us a little information on you. We got some guests on that's watching you right now.
Okay. I mean, I just started out doing music and stuff. You know, I do the response videos. Started out just doing complex, on like little. And then I started doing sports, different free agency, anything I could dip into, try to get my take on. You know, my little, you know, whatever I could to give some sense of, you know, informative, not just, you know, BS and whatnot. So I try to be lucrative in regards to that, facts and matters, you know, on the certain players and stuff. And I don't know, it's super fun, man. But I was, before was just like the, you know, piano stuff on the music side, but the sports stuff, I really have a passion for watching sports and the players, so that's why I was kind of more intuitive and wanting to give a little feedback, and it was nice to see the feedback, you know, different people giving back to me, so I just kept going. That's kind of that.
So what area are you from, Mickloven?
Oh, I'm from Arizona, Phoenix.
Nice.
So you
the Bird Gang coming through.
Yep. So you know something
NFC
about
West, yeah.
Yeah, you know something about the Heat, huh?
Yeah, NFC West, man. I probably don't know.
Tough division, man. You wouldn't have thought that 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
That's right.
So how's the weather over there? Is it hot as it is in New Orleans?
Yeah, it's pretty hot, man. It's like 100 degrees right now. Yeah, it's pretty hot.
Come get some of this New Orleans, then, man. It's weather out here.
Here.
It's hot and humid, so.
You get some good food down here too. That's for sure.
It's good for the women the way they dress and everything, man. But it's a little hot. You know what I mean? It's a little hot.
So have you ever been in New Orleans?
What's that?
Have you ever visited New Orleans?
I haven't. I wanted to, man. You know, since I do love music, I've always wanted to check out. I know like y'all got some awesome like blues and soul and stuff.
Go to Frenchman Street, whatever you do.
So I'd love to make it out there sometime.
Frenchman Street is where you need to go.
Yeah, I mean, birthplace of jazz here. We got
Louise,
we got Lil Wayne. I mean, we got some
Master P.
Master P. We got
you got some history for sure.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and the New Orleans bounce. You know, kind of. You know, is
seeing that now with Drake now.
Yeah, Drake.
Drake is trying to jump on that bounce hits.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's crazy. Wow.
So I mean, what's your inspirations? Your music.
Oh man, so it's crazy. It's a lot of jazz, man. A lot of Julius Monk. I mean, Louis Armstrong. I don't love a lot of the new stuff, but I try to dip into every category and see what, you know, other artists have to offer. So it kind of helps me as a, you know, aspiring artist myself to my stuff to, you know, not be closed-minded and see what everyone has to, you know, what they're throwing out there. You know, people got passion, and it's kind of cool to see.
Yeah.
All right, so just give you a little thing. So our show is called a D by D podcast, sports podcast. We have a brother-sister show called the D by D podcast that do, you know, necessarily headlines. And basically, it is. I would want to get you on with them. They are rappers. They're music people, and then so I'm gonna shoot you over to them and let you talk with them. They you know, one of them is called Higgins. His name is Paul Higgins. His stage name is Higgins, Higgns. He just started off a new, you know, Ground Roots thing where it's like a bayou rap, man. It's like a country rap. It's kind of got almost like a Kid Rock, not a Kid Rock, but it's something like that, you know, old school, you know.
Oh, that's cool.
Before he sold out.
See, and he talks about, you know, the livelihood where he grew up, where we come from. You know, we grew up, you know, more, you know, fisherman life type stuff. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, for sure.
So
that's cool. Okay.
So check him out. He's on YouTube, Spotify, Pandora. And like I said, he's got some older albums out, but his new stuff is called White Boot Warriors. And if you know what, white boots is kind of the shoes that we wear down here, you know.
Shrimp boots. That's what you in the
Not
spot.
everybody, but some.
Some folks that.
So check them out. Maybe y'all can collab on something.
I wouldn't even know where to find one at except for the show at Walmart. But what brings us together is your sports takes, man. They're pretty amazing. And you said that you're from Arizona, so I know you have to have an opinion on the Arizona Cardinals. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's gonna be crazy. It's all I can say. We got a lot of faith in David Johnson, and I know he's got a lot of faith in the team. So we know he's gonna bring the heart to the game. So we gotta make sure that keep us healthy up. But that, every NFL player runs that. That's right. That's always what he brings to the table. It's physical sport. That's what happens. It's all part of the game. So really relying on David Johnson and Josh Rosen. We gotta see what he does, and then kind of, let our hearts not skip a beat with Sam Bradford. See
that's right.
That statue of glass, if we can keep him, glued up.
Dude's accurate as hell, but he can't never stay healthy, man.
I mean, he looked like
when he's healthy, he balls, man.
He looked like the fucking best quarterback in the league before he fucking blew his knee out in Minnesota.
I saw a dude repping a porno mustache too, man. I'm like,
I'm all the way in there.
Root for this guy, man. I hope he does well,
So what you going with is starting quarterback? You gonna go with Bradford?
I mean, I think Bradford, until gives us a reason not to. We brought him in for a reason, so I figure let the man speak, see if it speaks for himself or not. Otherwise, we can always revert to Josh Rosen, and I know he'll just continue to get better as he's under Sam Bradford. So a few times.
You got to see.
I've seen him a few times at my work. Josh Rosen, he's a good guy.
Yeah, so
cool.
We got to see how he goes up against first-string motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
So,
we'll see. That's the true test. Absolutely, you're right.
And so,
then Larry Fitz can't sleep on Larry Fitzgerald. So he's a nice weapon.
Oh yeah.
And then our defense is not too bad, even though we lost the Honey Badger. But I think it'll be interesting to see.
A New Orleans guy right there. And you got another New Orleans guy on there, man. Patrick Peterson, man.
Patrick Peterson.
That's right. I always forget that. That's right.
Yeah, probably the best. Top 2 corners in the league.
One of the best, man, for sure.
I mean,
he's right there. Absolutely.
I mean, we got one of the best on ours. We would like to argue that point, with Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah, but Peterson can ball, man.
Marshawn Lattimore.
He's a stud, and then it'll be nice to see what Kamara does.
Lattimore is the reason why I traded Mike Evans.
That's right.
Yeah.
He shut Mike down.
He shut him the fuck down.
So you think David Johnson is going to come back to a full form or whatnot?
Yeah, I mean, he says he wants to give us 1,000. Rush and 1,000 pass, receiving yards. So we'll see. He wants the 2K, and we'll see if he, has that little CJ 2K action coming. Not to compare him to Chris Johnson, but he's got the heart. So we'll see.
He didn't hurt his legs at all. So he hurt his wrist.
Going Bradford. Bradford's got a pretty good arm. So if you got Fitzgerald on one side, who we got on the other side?
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think, who is it? Is it John?
John Brown, I want to say.
No, John Brown plays in Baltimore now.
Christian Kirk, maybe.
Christian Kirk, the high draft pick.
Yeah.
The thing about Christian Kirk is, he got busted for coke earlier this year. So I'm fucking all the way in on Christian Kirk because if
he parties like a rock star.
He parties like a rock star, man. I want to celebrate him like a rock star.
He's crazy. We'll see what he can do.
So
it's gonna be. I can't wait for the season, man.
It's right around the corner.
So Mickloven. So if somebody wants to follow you, how would they get in touch with you? How would they follow you?
Oh, it's just that, the at Mickloven, M-I-A-M, and then M-I-C-K-L-O-V-E-N. I spell a little bit differently just to give myself a little more originality than pulling from the original, M-C-L-O-V-I-N,
Yeah, I got you.
So that's kind of why I did it that way. It's a little, a little goofy, but do what you got to do, right?
Oh, yeah, it works.
So, is your music out there? Is it,
Oh, my music. Oh, yeah. So, music, I kind of put under, my production, I go under 162 North. I have a few different, little alias things. I kind of took away when I started doing the, sports stuff. I'm still doing the music, but I more or less just kind of, I do my Periscope broadcast every night on piano. Do a little piano show every night.
Yeah, you got the Periscope.
I still try to keep it all under Mickloven now, just to keep it simple, because I have this whole bounce here, bounce there. It's not lucrative, especially in social media. You gotta be reachable. It's hard not to be reachable.
Yeah, I spoke to many people before. They said never put all your eggs in one basket. You're never gonna get rich trying to go on one thing. Or stay rich.
Yeah.
So you always got to use your different avenues, you know.
Man. Yeah, be
So
versatile.
he's also a painter. I see you doing like live paintings on.
Oh yeah.
That's just pretty tight, man.
That came out of nowhere, man. And I was like, "You sold that?" I'm like, "Yeah, I sold that."
Yeah.
And then I sold like 2 in 1 month, and I'm like, "Holy shit, let's keep that going." I'm like, all
Hell
right.
yeah, man. If it works,
Shit.
you know, if it works.
You can pay your rent with one of
Dang.
those.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
like cards and shit. I just use baseball cards and Kleenex. That's all I use. I don't use big brushes.
yeah.
That's
It's
awesome.
just
man.
yeah. But
That's awesome.
So
appreciate that.
we're gonna shoot up in some other teams on the division. I mean, you want to do some takes on in division teams?
Yeah, I'm down. Yeah.
What about Frisco? What you think about Chris Frisco and Jimmy Garoppolo? What you take on him?
Garoppolo for a 2nd round pick. You taking that?
Oh man, Garoppolo.
Yeah.
I mean, he's crazy. I don't know, man. 2nd round. I mean, he's not really giving us a reason not to yet. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not trying to be negative on him. I like the dude. I think he can do it.
I
It's
mean,
just that we'll see if he can do it. You know,
he can do it because he was dating a porn star earlier,
porn
so
star,
he can
man.
do it.
Yeah, he showed me something with that, man. He showed me
If he's
something
got
with
that kind of confidence,
Yeah,
I
then
think I remember her from one of them movies.
Yeah, I think
too,
him
man.
and Gronk, been hanging out a little bit.
her and Johnny Sins,
He's
I think,
a-
made a movie together.
That's what I mean.
sure.
What was
I'm sure.
Jimmy's thing was like, yeah, I want to live. I got a new life. I got a different life.
Hey, man,
So
he's taking it to
he
that
got
level,
the money
man.
life now, you know?
Why not, dude?
Shit.
Why not,
Oh
man?
yeah,
That's Hollywood
he's
right
a
there.
Playing quarterback.
We'll
Oh,
see
yeah.
how he blows out.
So
He's got a lot of pressure. I'm sure Richard Sherman in his ear.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
who he
exactly.
is.
Oh,
yeah, slow it down a little bit, huh? Slow
That's
it
right.
down.
That's right.
He said, "Slow your roll a little bit. We trying to win,
He's
bro."
like, yeah.
But I mean, they kind of retooled that team. They got a lot of pieces coming together. So I mean,
For sure. Yeah. No, the looks, I mean, on paper, they look all right. Well, I mean, it's that, tough division. And, man, it's just kind of one of those things. Got to see it game to game, see how it plays out.
That's
so
right.
you think the move letting Hyde go for McKinnon is a better move?
That's hard to say, man. It's hard to say. I mean,
Carlos Hyde looks like he's doing something in Cleveland right now.
yeah, he does. He really does. That's the crazy thing. That's all they had that to rely on, Carlos Hyde. But now, who's over there now?
Jarek McKinnon from
That's right,
from,
McKinnon.
from,
He's a little banged up, but he'll be back, right?
Yeah, he's a little banged up, that's for sure. And
Yeah.
I don't know, man. McKinnon, I'm a little,
Yeah, I don't like-
I would be
on
worried
him
because
a
he
little
hasn't
bit.
played all camp and he's on a new team. I don't know. He hasn't even had a chance to really get in, integrated with the team in a preseason.
Yeah.
I mean, like, guys have been
throw some question marks for sure.
Yeah,
But,
I
I
mean,
mean,
the receiver core. I mean, what you got with Pierre?
Garcon,
oh
Pettis,
man, Marquise Goodwin. I like that
Goodwin,
kid.
yeah, Goodwin.
I like
Goodwin,
that kid.
yeah,
he's a track
Goodwin's-
star.
Goodwin
He
and
got some
Garcon.
wheels. Yeah, he's got some wheels on it for
Yeah.
sure.
With Dante Pettis?
Yeah, Goodwin, Garcon, Pettis, and Kittle at the tight end. I think they got some guys.
They got
to ball
weapons.
too, man. I think they definitely.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not
Definitely.
it's not stud, but I mean, it's
No, but they're solid.
And they
though. I
got
think
Jared
Garoppolo could,
McNichols to
he
be the
could
number
definitely
one
make
running
that
back.
work. I think, man.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
The running backs a
That's why
little.
it's gonna be so crazy. All these different moves in the season,
Oh,
man. It's
yeah.
kind of gonna be so interesting. Like you only can predict so much until we
That's
actually
right.
see it
That's
happen.
right.
Before our eyes.
That's right.
Yeah, I think. I mean, it gives the Bay Area, a reason to party a little bit, to
They
to
get-
Jerry Rice and the
relevant
Montana
again,
and
yeah,
Steve
yeah.
Walsh days.
Yeah.
There was an out division for a long time, man. And when Frisco was coming our way, we
back
already
in the
knew what
day, they
time it
were
was.
beasts, yeah, man, Montana. Rice.
I mean, I'm not
Rice
sure
Akers
if you was
fucking
around
guys
when
back in the day,
Montana
man.
and Steve Walsh was around, man.
That's some old school motherfuckers right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then
No doubt.
so and they got Seattle, man. Seattle just kind of looks almost like they sold out, huh?
Fucking
Yeah, it seemed like they slowed down a little bit.
I know. Once they get their number,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, I feel like there's like I don't want to say rebuilding, but they had to take a few steps down the staircase.
That's
But
right.
I mean, they got some young talent there. I like the running game. They're mixing it up. With Carson looks pretty good. I mean,
Don't tell him that
Yeah,
one.
don't
Don't
tell-
tell C that one.
Hey,
tell-
just
I
wait for
love
Penny.
Carson too, man. I'm right
He's
there
a-
with
he-
you on Carson, bro.
Yeah,
Just
we
wait
all
for
Carson
Penny to
fans.
come
He
out there. When
drafted
they get a
Penny in
real
fantasy
running
league,
back,
man. So
when they get a real fucking running back like Penny to run, then they'll turn
I hear
around.
you, man. He's got his own personal beliefs there,
yeah,
Respect that,
that's all good.
Yeah,
It's based on people on my fantasy team.
I mean,
Yeah,
what,
that's right.
it's a good good thing for you because like the Legion of Boom ain't there no more.
Oh,
right?
no, that defense is
Right,
soft.
right,
Yeah, that defense fell off. Yeah.
Nothing. It's
And then-
crazy.
Yeah.
But
No more
it'll be
Jimmy.
cool.
No more Jimmy Graham, which I mean he wasn't a huge threat.
Shipped him off. He looking good there over in Green
Green
Bay,
Bay,
though.
though,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Good.
That's
we-
right.
over here. I mean, we got Super Bowl aspirations over here in New Orleans. So I mean,
But Jimmy, we
Yeah,
tried to
good.
get Jimmy. We made a little run at Jimmy.
we pushed for
man.
Jimmy for
We
the
did try to make a little
2.0,
run.
but it just didn't come. It
happen,
didn't go
man.
down.
Green Bay paid him, man. They paid him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
For sure.
Arizona has Ricky Seals-Jones.
Hey, that dude can ball a little bit too, man.
Yeah, he ain't bad. He ain't bad.
So and then just to finish up a little bit, you got the division champions, I believe, in the Rams.
Yeah.
If this team isn't the most stacked team in the league, I couldn't tell you who is. I mean,
Yeah, for sure. I feel like they almost have, I don't want to say too much pressure because every team would love to have that kind of lineup.
yeah,
But I feel like that's going to put a lot of pressure on Jared Goff.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
it's
not saying he can't do it, but whenever you have pressure, it's kind of,
things
when
change.
you're really coming off of that big year last year, it's like, yeah, you can match it. And then with the players on paper, what they got this year, it's even better.
Yeah.
So you're thinking he should have an even better year. But, it's a lot of pressure.
Don't
on
always
shoulders.
work out that way.
I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say Jared Goff can't do it. He's not the guy that's going to win a
He
championship.
doesn't like golf.
He's
man.
a fake
My boy don't like
gunslinger.
golf.
He's just.
I'm with you, man. I kind of think LA's. I don't want to say it, but I kind of think they're gonna bust.
It could go
Yeah,
wrong.
I mean,
really fast,
he's just a
man.
little
It
bit
could
better
go-
than Andy Dalton in my
those
opinion.
personalities too in the locker room, man. You
True.
get some guys
That's
on
true.
other teams that maybe cause some drama. Now that things don't, all of a sudden you're 0-2 or 0-3, man. That shit gets really bad, in the locker room. You know
again,
what I mean?
we got
That's true.
Mickloven on
Yeah.
as a guest breaking down. He's from Arizona, so we're doing some division breakdown.
NFC West.
He's a Cardinals fan, so we got people chiming in, saying, you got one guy saying San Fran wins the division. We got another guy
Very
saying
well
don't sleep
could.
on Seattle. I mean, Russell
I don't
Wilson.
see
I mean,
Seattle.
Russell
Don't
Wilson.
sleep on
think Seattle's
Rashad
best
Penny.
days
I
are
could
behind
tell
him.
you that.
So
you might go into a coma.
I mean, there's a lot of
Oh,
money
shit.
going around
Oh, for sure.
in LA,
Yeah.
man. There's just so much money going around.
Oh no, but I mean the bust potential is there.
I mean,
I
Aaron
think
Donald.
Mickloven's right on
there.
that.
I mean, it could go good. No, it wouldn't surprise me if it went good, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I
if
mean,
they
what is that?
busted
What is that
either.
defense? I mean,
Right, yeah. Rams still my pick, but I mean, I'd love to see the Cardinals do it, but
Yeah.
I mean,
I've-
San Fran might surprise us.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. San
That's
Fran.
gonna be
I
interesting.
mean, can we
it's-
say for sure that Ndamukong Suh's not going to get paid and then play like shit for the rest of his life?
I don't know, man. We're gonna see.
Oh,
But
yeah,
it's
that's
finger
true.
pointing
We're talking
once it starts.
I'm talking about Ndamukong Suh. They signed him in offseason.
yeah, and Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald's not even in the
Still
clubhouse yet.
Yeah.
We're about to start
yeah,
next
they still
week.
gotta lock him down. They haven't done that yet.
Talib and Peters and all that guy, but man, Andy Reid didn't want to deal with Marcus Peters. Talib was supposed
Talib got
to,
some
have issues.
history.
That's what I'm saying. The finger point. That's what we were saying. They start out 0-2 or something, man. All of a sudden, it's finger pointing. Lack of character, man. That hurts the whole clubhouse. You know what I mean?
I know,
I'm
and,
not
that,
saying golf might not be able to handle.
and their
it,
quarterback's not strong enough to get this ship
Yeah,
turned
so
around.
if
He's
you had-
not
if
a
you had Aaron
forceful.
Rodgers
He's
or
not the
Drew
kind of
Brees
personality that can turn this
Yeah,
thing
say you
around.
got Aaron Rodgers or Brady or Breeze or Russell Wilson back there who could say, hey, calm this shit down. Golf, I don't know if he's that leader yet. You know what I mean? He probably is. I don't know if I would doubt that he's that leader right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. You got root for him, but
Oh, yeah.
we'll see what happens.
That's right.
All right, boss. We're gonna go ahead and cut you loose. I mean, you have any final thoughts? Anything else you want to put out there? Again, you can re-put out there your links or whatnot.
I am Mickloven.
Yeah, I'm in love it. I appreciate y'all having me, though. I
Dude,
appreciate
yeah, man.
it.
Yeah,
I love your videos, man. It's
Man.
good things going on
Thanks so
there.
much.
I am a
Yeah,
fucking
appreciate
fan.
that.
You heard me.
We'll-
I
Yeah,
will tweet
my
anything you put out
wife's
there.
like, oh, this dude's amazingly funny, man. I'm telling you, we just got on it, man, from C, man. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
we're
Good
welcome
looking
to
out.
continue to
Appreciate
it.
retweet everything
All
you
right,
put
boss.
out
See
there,
you
brother.
later, man.
All right, you guys take care. Thanks again for having me.
All right, thank
brother.
you.
All right, man.
All right. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
You as well.
man.
Peace.
Yeah, that dude's videos are freaking hilarious.
Good shit.
man.
Y'all
He's got
gotta
some
fucking
good
check
stuff.
out his shit. I'm gonna.
He turned me on to it, man. Me and Jess were laughing our ass off Saturday watching this.
He is a
Some good
fucking
stuff.
man.
He's got some good takes on stuff, man.
He's got 16,000
very
followers, so I'm not
passionate
the only
dude.
fan.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So coming up on a ass end of the show, we got the NFC East.
All right, don't fall asleep on us now.
They fell asleep on us.
Who fell asleep? Man?
Don't sleep on this podcast. We can't have y'all sleep on this podcast. Wake the fuck up.
That's right. Don't sleep.
So, again, we are the D by D Sports Podcast. We do have a Facebook page. Go check it out, like it. You can see all our previous videos. I mean, we got videos up there that hit 2,600. We got special guests on there.
That's right. It's like Mickloven.
We're in the backyard with the lights on.
Lights on in Kenna.
In Kenna, bro.
Got a flamingo chilling up in the pool right there.
We got
somewhere. Got his face turned the other way.
Yeah, he got his ass turned up.
He's turned out.
So we talked about the Teddy Bridgewater trade. We went through bad knuckle fights that happened, and we got some bunch of contracts that were massive contracts that were out there. I mean, NFL's throwing around some money, dude.
Baseball, basketball.
Pat, wait, Pat, you still on here, Pat?
I think Pat fell asleep.
Because there was a thing, Pat saying that the NBA's gonna overtake the NFL.
I don't know if I can say. I mean, I love NBA. I love all three sports equally. So I mean, I know some people get mad when they hear it, or to me, I mean, I don't know if it can happen. I mean, NFL. The thing is,
he had a timeline.
People have short attention spans in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a guy that can watch 160 baseball games, 162 games a year of baseball. I really can. I mean, I probably don't watch that many, but I watch. I'll be real with you, dude. I watch at least 130, 140 full games a year.
You watch
Pelicans,
some games.
Absolutely. Pelicans, 82 games. I watch at least 75, maybe 80 full games, not missing shit. The problem is the average casual fan doesn't do that shit. Football is perfect.
Pat's saying 10 years.
I mean, I love the NBA. I love the NBA as much as I love the NFL. I'm as excited about a Pelicans playoff game as I am a Saints one.
Is it because
I'm equal with them?
Is it because of the kneeling factor? I think Pat might be taking that.
The characters, I'll tell you one thing. Look at the NBA. You don't see NBA guys get in trouble outside of maybe Gilbert Arenas with the gun shit. The NFL has a lot more bad boys in the system. You know what I'm saying? Baseball had some issues too.
NBA did. I mean, NBA what? I mean, Robin, Cortez.
But I'm saying, but now today's NBA, man, they've done a great job. I mean, like, when I hear people say like the average guy says, "Oh, it's a bunch of thugs," no, it's not. These guys are freaking great guys. I mean, they do a lot for the community. You don't see the same problems you see in football, and maybe it's just because it's a violent sport. And I love football. I'm not trying to take a shot at football, but the NBA guys are more behaved. I mean, let's be real. They carry around a certain, conduct code. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But
because they make a lot of guaranteed money. That's why.
They do, but they handle themselves. I mean, it's easy to make that kind of money and act like an ass. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but when you have brain injuries, you're not, kind of responsible for some of the shit some of these guys do.
Absolutely.
I mean, they play a brutal sport. That's why I always support the players in any contract situation.
I think NFL players
because the owners fuck those guys royally every single season.
Most of the owners, I mean, let's be real, and I know it's NFL. We can say this on our podcast.
Not the Saints owners, honestly.
No, not the Saints, of course.
But all of the other ones are fucking jack-offs.
I mean, Jerry Jones would be the kind of guy you could be on fire and he wouldn't piss on you. You know what I'm saying? These guys are not – they don't care about the common fan. They just want to make money. And you know what I'm saying? These guys go to war for them. I mean, how many stories you hear about a player that played 10 years, multi-time Pro Bowler, helped him win a Super Bowl, and the guy doesn't have a future after football when he's 32, 33 years old. He goes broke or bankrupt or whatever, and these guys
can't stand bright lights.
Yeah, they. I mean, don't get me wrong. These players deserve a lot in football. They deserve more money. They absolutely do. You know what I'm saying?
They play the most brutal sport out there. I mean, it's the most brutal on the body sport.
It is.
I mean, most of these guys have no future after they retire.
Have y'all even seen the tackle football without the equipment?
What you mean?
Like there's
I'm lost.
The videos out there with the tackle football. They got teams out there without equipment.
Like no equipment tackle football?
Yeah, just professional teams.
I wouldn't do it.
Dude, these motherfuckers knocking heads off.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. But that's not going to –
That's not going to lead to a high quality of life later on.
No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, to me –
like rugby kind of type stuff.
That's like, well, I mean, baseball used to play without helmets, and I don't know why. But they, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't do certain things like that. I mean, I don't know, man. I love football. I love basketball. I mean, basketball, I will say this, the players conduct themselves in a little better fashion. If I just had to compare that, not taking a shot at football.
But then they got different, like Darren stated, they got different entities of football coming up, different companies, What is it? The Vince McMahon's restarting his league, right? And there is another league coming up, right?
But my thing about the football thing, man, I know a lot of, Vince is talking a lot of stuff. I know the whole deal and things that come about. But you know what I'm saying? To me, I'm watching football. I love the New Orleans Saints. It's history with me, dude. It's, since I was a kid. I'm not going to change my mind, over politics or over anything else, no matter what way I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? To me, I want to watch football. I think the people that are, if you're not watching football because they're kneeling,
it's kind of like wrestling.
You're not a big enough football fan. That's my thing. You need to stop crying about it. And look, they're fucking kneeling. It is what it is. I'm still going to watch the game and enjoy it. I'm a grill. I don't care what anybody's political opinion is. I don't care who their favorite musician is. I don't care if they like fucking New Orleans food or not. I don't care what it is.
I mean, the problem is people are hijacking the message.
I want to watch football. I want to watch football.
For political gain. That's the problem.
Exactly.
I just want to watch fucking football. I don't give a shit.
Goodell needs to get that shit straight with the players.
I want to watch baseball.
Discussion. Absolutely.
I will watch when the World Series
that's what I'm saying. Like Daniel Murphy. I don't know. Like I said before, I don't agree with it. I have a lot more openness towards the gay community. I think everybody should be able to marry who they want to marry. That's my opinion.
So Ray Rice should be able to punch whoever he wants to punch.
Not at all. But Daniel Murphy, I will root for Daniel Murphy. He's a Cub. He's a good dude. He's a decent person.
Hardy?
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. You got
I don't support him. Showing his guns to his girlfriend and saying I used all these on you.
I mean there's no fucking way that should happen.
I mean, he might have a brain injury, but NBA, he needs to go to jail with his brain injury.
The NBA, look, dude, it's good guys. I see a lot of good guys. I look at the Pelicans locally. Anthony Davis seems like a stand-up guy. Drew is a stand-up guy. You know what I'm saying? There's been no reason to think anything bad about these guys. These guys are, they're good people. You know what I'm saying?
So
Football,
you don't say they have anything like that we don't know about?
I don't think so. They're pretty well. The best players in the game of basketball just conduct themselves at such a high level, and I respect that. And I think more people need to respect that. And I love football players. I love football. I love baseball. I love basketball. But I want to see Goodell is a little two-faced. The NFL.
Well, it's kind of like
two-faced.
if you
with the treatment of the players.
If you transfer over,
that's a lot of.
If you transfer over to like professional wrestling. If there is a professional wrestling. Wrestling. It's scaled down.
Substance abuse?
No, it's scaled down of
I don't watch
violence.
And I loved wrestling as a kid, but I think wrestling,
coming, Mick Foley coming 20 foot down onto the table. Nobody's taking any more chair shots.
Nope. And I think
Stone Cold hit Mick Foley 40 times with a chair?
Exactly.
So
The Rock.
The
Rock did that.
Yeah.
Rock hit the piss out of that dude. Over and over again, he scared the fuck out of his wife.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. I felt bad for Mick Foley when that happened. I love both guys in that match, and that was a phenomenal run that they had together.
If anybody gets in, he should get $20 million. It should be Mick Foley.
Absolutely, and I love. And dude, to me, wrestling has kind of lost their balls a little bit on that. I think. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying to give a guy 20 chair shots, but a chair shot here and there won't hurt the product. You know what I'm saying?
It'll just hurt the guy's brain.
No, but don't do it 30 fucking times. That's
the ultimate yes man, huh?
Who's that?
Mick Foley was like the ultimate yes man.
Oh, he was. I'll tell you one thing. If you're a wrestling fan, Mick Foley should be in everybody's top 5 or top 10 ever because of what he did. He might have not been the most gifted fucker in the room, and he might have not been the most visually pleasing, like for people like Vince McMahon who wants everybody to be on steroids. But the dude was a warrior. His matches were amazing. He took more shit than anybody.
And I don't even give a shit about that. I give a shit about his mic work. His mic work was
great. But I'm saying,
it was amazing. He was one of the best guys on the mic. Like besides all the other shit, he could fucking cut a promo better than any of them.
Mick, can we throw you off a 20 foot high and land you on the table? Sure, why not, boss?
Exactly.
Hey, Mick, can we hit you with 40 times with a chair? Yeah, of course, boss.
He did whatever he had to do.
3,000 tacks and just slam you on them? Sure, why not, boss? Can we set you on fire?
His book
Absolutely.
was fucking amazing. His book
tells can you shoot me in the face? Yeah, let's try it.
Amazing story. The book, Have a Nice Day, one of the best books I've ever read.
You want to cut my hand off?
I'm not going to read a book from a professional wrestler. Dude, bestseller, great book.
So, Washington, what Washington are we talking about? College.
What's that?
So, Darren was talking about was telling Pat to look out for Washington as a football team.
The Redskins?
Definitely don't look out for LSU because
I don't think we talked about Washington in all of our breakdown.
Ain't there no more.
What we got to say about Washington? Well, I don't think we have a good one over Washington.
We're going NFC East too? Or are we doing NFC East tonight or not?
Yeah. We got NFC East. That's how we
talk about Washington.
Yeah, so
the worst part about Washington is fucking Darius guys getting hurt. That kind of
we're gonna
hurt all of us.
D and Pat, we're gonna go over to the NFC East. The East. So this is actually probably if any division anybody can finish first, right?
Philadelphia is the favorite, obviously.
Yeah, I don't like Dallas.
Is it obvious?
I think Dallas
is it that obvious?
the people.
I mean, it is. I mean,
Carson Wentz coming
Philadelphia
back
is
off
pretty damn good. They won a championship with Nick Foles in there.
I don't know if it's obvious.
They still got the best lines in that division.
They'll be there. They'll be in the playoffs, no doubt about it. I don't know if they win a division, but they
obviously, the Cowboys. Sorry, some certain sales reps that like the Cowgirls.
Cowboys.
But every time I think about the Cowboys, I think about that GIF with the Brokeback Mountain Cowboys. That's what I think about the Cowboys.
Look, they could have Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal, and they still not get no awards. You know what I'm saying? That team's a 6-win team.
Well, they might get some Academy Awards for kissing on each other.
That's right, but not happening. Look.
So let's go with the Cowboys.
I don't care how many nudes Dak puts out there and how many chicks Ezekiel fondles. They're not going anywhere.
Hey, I would love to have him on Bourbon Street if he could just make every girl out there flash.
So it's kind of like
against their will.
So it's kind of like having like Kobe and Winston on the same team.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Jamie, that's the only thing they're missing is like Dak needs to play like receiver because he can't play quarterback for shit. They should just bring in Winston and make a total fucking debacle and like have a real fucking like guys of Dallas.
Winston loves to grab the pussy.
They should do next. Yeah, Hard Knocks should just stay in Dallas for the next 5 years.
I will say Winston likes to grab the
whatever
pussy.
You do, don't go back to Houston because that was the most boring shit ever. Sorry, Chris, but it was fucking boring.
Winston loves to grab the pussy just like our president.
Yeah, exactly.
So here we go with the Cowboys. So we got Dak at quarterback. I mean, where's Dak with that?
I don't trust Dak.
Dak's the 4th best quarterback in this division.
Dak doesn't.
Hands down.
What scares me is progressions downfield. He looks like he's terrified of going downfield. He throws 5-yard crosses to Cole Beasley. I don't know. He either doesn't have the arm strength or the accuracy, or he just doesn't see it well.
And he don't have.
He's lacking something. If he didn't have speed, he'd be on a bench already.
He doesn't have the intangibles that the quarterback brings.
He's got leadership, I think, and he's got speed. Outside of that,
and that's including.
There. I liked him out of college.
Jason Witten's not there to bail him out.
No. Garrett could lose his job by week 6. That team starts out like 1-4 or so, something like that. He's gone.
Well, things I've read about him is they're like the least imaginative team in the league. I mean, Des said he played the same position all season. They never moved him inside. Which if he's slowing down a little bit, you might want to move him inside so he could take advantage of slot corners. But they kept him out on an island the whole year.
They're banking on Tavon Austin.
Garrett's one of the worst coaches in the league. Bar none. The only thing saving this fucking team is that offensive line, and they're fucking hurt coming into the season.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, Frederick now?
All of them are fucking hurt.
Yeah. So you got an offensive line that's probably not top 3 or 4 or whatever going into the season. You got Zeke, good running back. Receivers, to me, you could throw out.
He loves to make
Gallup's
girls show
got
their
potential,
breasts
but he's
against
not
their
going to do
will.
it this year. Nothing at tight end. The defense has maybe a couple pass rushers and Sean Lee. What else do they have? Mediocre secondary. I don't like the coaching. Defense to me is 25th on up.
They have a horrible wide receiver.
Yeah, the receivers are not. The passing game will not be able to. All you got to do, I'll stack 9 or 10 in the box all day, and I don't know if the lines will be healthy enough this year to do anything about it.
I mean, I think our guy Chris
they could go 4-12.
Our guy Chris is believing in Gallup, but I don't put that much trust in any wide receiver.
He's got
rookie.
potential. He's
so D, where do you have the Cowboys at? Darren said don't sleep on them, but
I done slept on. I done knocked out. I'm unconscious
I'm not even awake right now.
I'm unconscious. The only time I wake up is
when the show's over.
If we're basing this on cheerleaders, then yeah, they got it. But
they are the cowgirls.
So we go with the Redskins, I guess. Go with the Redskins.
We'll get some skins.
Darren said he bets they win more than 4.
They might win 5.
They could go 4-12.
They might win 6.
We'll get to the records though, won't we? We will do the records.
We will do records.
We didn't do records on the West, but we will do both.
We will do it when we
we'll hit it at the end.
We promise you. We'll do records. We don't give a fuck. We will do records.
So we're gonna go with the Redskins.
Alex Smith is better than people think. Chris Thompson and Geis being hurt really hurts them. Receivers are pretty mediocre. Jordan Reed, you don't know what the fuck he's gonna do. Line's pretty talented.
I mean, if you're calling up AP to lead your backfield,
could he have a resurgent year? That's a good question.
Fuck no, he's fucking been washed for 2 years now.
He's done?
He's been washed.
See, if you're out the league for 1 year or you had one bad year, you're washed.
He's been washed.
Here's my thing. I want to watch him. I'm not gonna totally turn up. It's crazy. I called it. Well, the Saints, I hated on the Saints last year. I said it's stupid. You got Ingram playing like a fucking Pro Bowler. Kamara is showing something early on. We didn't know Kamara would be Kamara in training camp, but he's showing something. why is Peterson wasting our time? That was my thing. I didn't hate on Peterson that he could still put up a decent year. I thought he was getting in the way of the other two guys.
I think if we're talking about it from a fantasy perspective,
but he's better than Samaje Perine and fucking
you got a three-way.
Rob Kelly, though, right?
You got a three-way committee with Chris Thompson getting all the catches.
Chris Thompson's a damn good player.
He's going to get all the catches. I mean, he's not
early. I love Thompson. I think Thompson's really underrated. He killed us last year in that game.
That's why you like him so much.
No, but I mean, I've watched him a little bit. He's
on our lads. They say Chris Thompson's the number one running back for that team.
He should be.
Pat's saying the only way he could see Dallas competing is the rest of the division is soft.
Yeah.
He said,
honestly, I mean, it can't be
he
that
said-
soft
he
because the
could- he's saying he
champion
can
can't
see-
beat that
Philly's
division.
at least 10 wins. Let's mark
Well,
them down.
he's saying
They're wild card or division. They're making the playoffs.
he's saying he can see the scenario where the 9 wins the division.
Nah,
I think
Philadelphia
Philly's better
might
than
win.
I think
Nine
I think they're going to
wins
win
the
11.
Philly, I mean, here's my thing. Wentz will be back. They said he looks good. We don't know what the whole hang-up is. That's a discussion
That team,
itself when we get
that team
there,
has a top 3 or 4 coach in the league.
they're
That dude
deep.
is that dude
Peterson
knows what he's
outcoached
fucking doing.
Belichick, and that don't happen too often in any big game.
Yeah, he's got fucking brass
Special
balls.
coach,
He's
great on the
good
line.
coach.
We're still in the Redskins right now.
Let's go Redskins. I mean, Redskins to me, decent team. I mean, I wouldn't say playoffs.
So
I mean, the best thing about that team is their number one
They'll
receiver,
be competitive.
Jamison Crowder, who's going to get like 90 catches this year.
they got Crowder and Dotson.
Do you think Crowder 90 catches, Poncho?
Somebody's going to catch him.
I'm going to say this. I think the tight end whisperer is there.
He's going to get some catches. He's going to do good.
Chris
yeah.
Thompson. You have Vernon Davis and Jordan Reed, 2 tight end sets. I see a lot of that happening. Vernon Davis, D.C. area guy, went to University of Maryland. Alex Smith and him history. He still can play in his 30s. He's still balling a little bit.
When's the last time we seen Jordan Reed actually play a full season?
Absolutely. But Paul Richardson came there too. New deal with Paul Richardson. Josh Doxson. There's a lot of
those guys
around.
Those guys don't match up with Alex Smith's game.
I don't know. Alex Smith had a damn good deep ball last year.
Yeah, when he throws the fucking Tyreek Hill.
Exactly, but who's gonna be?
Those guys aren't Tyreek Hill.
Crowder's not Tyreek Hill by a long shot.
Yeah, he's gonna get the underneath stuff. Like he's gonna get the short passes.
Don't get that, though.
Yeah, he's gonna get that.
That's
Crowder
3 guys.
could go 70 catches, but he ain't smelling 1,000.
Yeah,
I'll mark that down right
70 catches for
70 catches for 700 yards.
75 catches for like 1,100 yards.
You want to bet on this, C, right now?
Let's put it. We'll put it.
You got to bet?
Yeah.
You know something, brother.
You said he's not going to get 1,000 yards?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
No, what were we going? 75 and 1,100? Is that what we said?
No, don't go receptions, just yards.
That's his ceiling.
We'll not get 1,100 yards. I'll bet $100 on it right now.
That's his ceiling.
No, his ceiling
His
fucking
floor is
700
900 yards.
No, his floor is 400
his
yards.
floor
His
is
ceiling's
900
800.
yards. He's
But
never had 40
All right,
yards in his
what that
career.
dude did last year?
He had like 800 yards.
I don't
Dave
think he had
said-
that
Yeah,
much.
he did. He was one of the hottest guys going down the stretch last
Dave's
year.
bet-
Because they were
I could
playing-
show it to you if
The
you
bet-
want.
Yeah,
You
he
want me to show you the
performed for a team that was
stats?
All right,
out of
so
it week
I could
15,
show you the
16.
stats. I mean,
He's not Robbie Anderson.
The
he's
bet
pretty damn
is
close.
the
Fantasy
bet
No,
wise.
he's
is-
not even remotely close.
the bet is he won't get over 1,000 yards.
I don't think he wants to take that bet. I'll
Well,
take
I'm
that.
not-
Robbie
I'm not-
Anderson finishes with
You're in
better
out.
numbers.
You're in out, so we can move on.
Robbie Anderson
Move
more
on.
fantasy points.
All
All
right,
right.
C's out.
Yeah, I knew that. That's my boy.
I'm not going
I
to
knew
bet
he
on his
wasn't going.
ceiling. I mean, that's
He's
the ceiling.
not that good. He's all right. The
Damn
tight
good,
ends are
bro.
going to eat there. Chris Thompson.
He's going to be a
The
wide
receivers-
receiver. He's going to be a wide receiver, too, for your fantasy team that you can get at a discount. You better pick him up now. Don't listen to him. He don't know what the hell he's talking
Don't
about.
draft him. He barely made the
Dave,
playoffs
take
last
your hat
year.
off.
He did in the first year.
Take it out.
Wow, what's up?
Because Pat said the winner had to shave their head.
Oh, I got a shaved head already. Pat knows that.
Dave wins or
I already won that.
Dave's taking any bet where he has to shave his head.
789 yards, almost 800 yards last year.
Robbie Anderson.
Despite
almost
being
1,000.
hurt most
He
of
didn't
the
have a
first half
quarterback. Boy,
and-
that's with Kirk Cousins,
and
right?
slow pick.
Boy, let's go. I'm gonna give me 1 minute on this. He had 700 yards receiving last year.
Who
Fucking
cares
Kirk
who his
Cousins.
quarterback
All right,
was?
boy.
Who cares? Who cares?
Boy,
That doesn't make a difference at
Who the
all.
fuck else was on that team?
They had Chris Thompson.
He got hurt in the Saints game, done for the year. Who else was on that fucking team? See, you had Paul Richardson. You had fucking, you
Yeah,
got
he's-
Vernon Davis
and-
now, who he played
Same
with.
Dotson.
And he's
Vernon
still,
Davis, well, when Vernon Davis was there, but you
And
put
he's
Alex
still-
Smith with Davis, a healthy
and
Reed
he's still the number
possibly.
one receiver at this moment.
Paul Richardson got paid. Why would he not be the number one?
Why wouldn't Sammy Watkins get paid? He was. Why wouldn't he be the number one? He got paid as well.
Well, Watkins, but Tyreek Hill and Paul Richardson are two different guys.
Yeah, and Crowder's a different guy. He's gonna get fucking
Crowder,
the number one targets.
What his best season in his career is? 800 yards receiving?
No, like 900 something.
No, Pat, they betting on Jameson Crowder, 1,000 yard
Jameson
season.
Crowder, if you want like a 600-yard receiver, you draft.
He's gonna get you between.
Player.
He's gonna get you between 900 yards and 1,100 yards this year.
So C starting in week 1. Or
that's
what?
his floor.
Yeah, you saw.
I might. I have such a deep team that I might be able to slip him in my flex.
6 games last year, folks.
I might be able to slip him into my flex.
6 wins. Didn't make the playoffs the year before.
I have a lot deeper team this year, so like we could talk about last year.
He traded out his Wonder Boy Duke Johnson.
I was leading the whole time, and then something happened at the end. I don't even know. The dude's like started drinking at the end.
I don't know what you.
All right, so Washington.
I can show y'all my team if you want me to post it. And
don't do it. No,
y'all can roster bait for the rest of this evening.
We don't need everybody to leave.
Y'all could roster bait for the rest of the evening.
Oh shit.
It's my roster. All right, this awkward silence. Can we talk about?
Poncho fell asleep.
No, I'm reading what Pat's saying.
Jameson Crowder went off a fucking more than he should have.
Pat's all for a bet. Pat had to shave his head for a bet, so
I shaved mine already, so we cool.
Yeah, so he's looking for a bet right now.
Well, maybe you should bet somebody then, Pat, if you want to bet so much.
Pat, bet him anything with Jameson Crowder, and you will win.
He's trying to get y'all to bet. Y'all threw
I know. Bet that he'll have 1,100 yards and you'll win.
He will win. Bet against 70 catches.
All right, so did we talk enough about the Skins?
He said bet the fantasy wins.
I'll bet fantasy wins on anybody. I'm comfortable with that. We gotta have a Sacco trophy too this year.
You gotta
go. Why you gonna do Walter that, bro? That's not even cool.
You gotta go to work.
Nah, we won't do that this year with Walter.
He said, make a bet. Fantasy wins between y'all two. Whoever gets the most, the other has to go to work with makeup and a dress on.
Ooh, shit.
Yeah, I might get fired.
Yeah, our company that we deal with, I don't know, man.
Walk around downtown with a makeup and dress on.
This could go interesting. Maybe we got to come back to this because this.
Why are you trying to make us look like women? That's kind of weird, bro.
We got to come back to that. You got some kind of
fetish going on, or what? I know you looking. I know you looking. You trying to get.
No, Pat. If you know the backstory, those two argue way more on record than I do. I just had to call out.
There ain't no
Jameson
argument.
Crowder is shitty.
There's no argument.
Jameson Crowder will be a wide receiver too for y'all this year.
No,
pick him up. Pick him up if you know what you're doing.
These two with the record.
I'm gonna write an article about him real quick.
Dave, what was my record last year, Dave?
Poncho won 12 games last year. He got to the championship like I did in year 1 of this.
He didn't win it, but he got real close.
Yeah. But we got there in this dynasty league so far.
How close you got, see?
There's been
this year I'm going to win it all. So
4 out of 12 made the playoffs.
It's only been 2 years. I'm going to win it all this year. So.
Right?
How many games I won more than you last year?
I don't know. You probably know. You tell me. Since you sit there and look at your team all day instead of being productive.
How many games you won a year before? Now, this is a dynasty. Same. So we own our teams. So how many games you won a year before?
If y'all haven't noticed, I
think I was almost like 500 the other year.
C won 6, but the year before 6.
I think I was like really close to 500. That's
6
about
and
where
7.
I was at.
6 and 7 both years, I think.
That's right.
But I was a playoff team last year. I gave the champion a run for his money.
It's Irish for don't draft me. No, but let's who we on now? We went Redskins.
We're talking about the Giants.
G-Man.
Like my team is a giant amongst this league.
Pat said do the power with makeup and dress on.
Maybe so. That might have to happen. We got to come to a situation with that.
We got to find a valuable bet.
What about the G-Man?
But sometimes C goes one-sided so far. Stretched out. Yeah, you got to watch.
It's hard like a math test.
So
hard like a math
G-Man,
test.
what's up with the G-Man?
The G-Man.
G-Man.
G-Man will be
the most intriguing team in the division.
They're very interesting. They could go either really bad or really good.
I will say if Eli Manning plays good, that team will go. If he plays like shit, I mean, he's got all the talent in the world right now. He has no excuses not to be good.
The offensive line, that defense has to play up.
I mean, the Soldier, is he going to be good, though? That's the question.
Yeah, Pat, did you see the contract that ODB did? He's guaranteed the $60 million over the first 3 years. All right. So he's going to get the last 2 years. He gets not a pay cut, but the contract is front filled. So they're saying the way it is today that if Sammy Watkins plays out his contract, he has an option to re-sign before OD signs and make more money over that 5-year span than ODP.
Sammy Watkins?
Yeah.
That's
well,
good.
Kansas City knew what they were doing. They know there ain't no fucking way possible he's going to live up to that contract. They had cap space. They're trying to change some shit over there.
He's the number one receiver, so he's gonna
If anybody on here thinks that Sammy Watkins is better than Tyreek Hill, they are on some serious crack that they should really avoid in the future.
Well, I guess I'm gonna be doing crack for the rest of the night because he's better. He's better. Stop shaking your head because you would have traded him.
So
if anybody ever watched Tyreek Hill and they watched Sammy Watkins, all I can tell you is one guy had like a combined 1,000 yards over the last 2 seasons. The other guy had a few more yards. And the other guy's a lot more raw, but it's been considerably better the last 2 seasons. With Alex Smith as a quarterback, who wasn't always the biggest deep ball guy. Now he's got a deep ball guy. And I won't go too far off subject, but
he might push for 1,000 yards this year.
He's out hinging this on Mahomes.
Tyreek Hill might have.
He's out going. Yeah, he's going out with Mahomes.
Yeah. Watkins is a clear out. Let's be real.
Watkins is clear number
29 catches
one.
last year. He's a clear out. 40-something catches the year before that, whatever it was.
Believe it or not, this guy's got to drive home.
Yeah, when you saying a Watkins number one thing, man, that's when I just lose.
Everybody knows he's going to be number one.
I don't think anybody knows.
I think everybody's commenting he's number one right now.
If somebody comments that, they need to be careful with what they do for the rest of the night. They should not be around any kind of machinery or anything else. So that's what has to happen.
I mean,
all right, why are we talking about Sammy Watkins? I thought we were talking about the Giants anyway.
So I had a good point with that contract.
So, and then opposite of that, they got Sterling Shepard, right?
Yeah.
Sterling Shepard, he's a nice little wide receiver, solid. You know, going to take a lot of catches away from Evan Ingram because he's obviously not going to do the same thing he did last year because he's not going to get even close to the targets that he got last year. But everybody on the whole team was injured.
Okay, now I have Evan Ingram on my fantasy team. Let's do some research on rookie tight ends for about 5 minutes if y'all want to. But rookie tight ends usually flame out. This dude had like 60-something catches, 700 yards, and like 7 touchdowns. He was blocking, not even able to run his routes because the offensive line was so terrible. If you watch this dude at Ole Miss with Chad Kelly, he's a route runner. He's like Graham and Gronkowski.
Who did he compete with for targets last year?
Them getting rid of the football.
Yeah,
because their offensive line was so terrible.
He was competing.
There was no competition.
Okay, there wasn't competition. There was Sterling Shepard.
Yeah, he was hurt too.
There was Roger, freaking whatever.
At the end of the season,
horrible.
No,
okay, here's my thing. But when a guy's blocking half the time, he's a rookie tight end that's asked to block. Something he did not do.
He's trying to save
Miss.
the blind side.
He was blocking exactly. Their line was the worst line in football last year. Go look at your. I know he likes to look at pro football.
Eli was like, Eli was willing to be backup quarterback at the time.
Exactly, dude.
He was like, put me at backup.
Yeah, they had Geno Smith playing fucking games. The Redskins had like a top 10 fucking offensive line.
Like Eli.
We're arguing about Jamison Crowder. They had nothing wrong with it. They had a fucking top 10 quarterback.
Their line was terrible. A lot of those guys were hurt last year.
Terrible.
Those guys were hurt last year.
The Giants had the worst line in football.
Yeah, but here's your argument right here.
And how much better they are. They got fucking an old fucking guy from
so Eli. Let's not even.
But they drafted a rookie. I mean, and they're going to be that much better now.
You're young tight end. You're Evan Ingram. You don't block a lot. That's not your game. You're like Jimmy Graham. You're a pass catcher. So now you got to block.
Like Josh Hill, right? Yeah,
you're getting 10 targets a game. So
you got to block. You don't have Odell Beckham. So guess what? When corners are guarding you and you're being double teamed, okay, how are you supposed to get catches? Now you got Odell Beckham Jr. is going to command double teams. You got Shepard, a solid receiver, going against a nickel or a second-string corner. You're going to have a linebacker or a safety against Ingram now, something he didn't see a lot of last year. He didn't get a chance to run his routes. See, I go more deeper into it. I watched this guy back to college.
Barkley's taking probably one of your best.
And Barkley's going to take people away, too. Evan Ingram's going to be one of the top 3 tight ends.
There's not enough targets for him.
It's not about, oh, man.
There's not enough targets.
That just means he's more open.
He's more open.
Yeah,
see, Evan Ingram is – go look at any fantasy board. There's not Jamison Crowder in anybody's top 30 receiver. Evan Ingram's on everybody's top 5 board. You can go Google that.
Yeah, because he had a good year when they didn't have anybody else to throw to.
He's a talent, dude. He's a first-round pick.
He had a good year when nobody else was to throw to.
Did you watch any of their games? Because I did.
I watched them.
Well, okay, you would know that he was blocking and running chip.
Then why he's getting 8 targets a game, man?
He just told you why. He was blocking.
He had 60-something catches.
He got 8 targets a game.
What are you talking about?
Inefficient targets a game.
Because their line was that terrible. They had nobody else to throw to.
See, how many offensive plays there are a game?
That's what I'm saying. What do you like?
How many offensive plays?
He's going to be a lot more efficient this year. He's going to get his 60 catches again.
How many
he's not going to be blocking at all this year.
How many offensive plays are a game?
All right. How many offensive plays?
During one game.
He put up better numbers in Crowder last year.
No, it's a lot less.
He put up better numbers in Crowder as a rookie tight end, one of the hardest positions
I know,
to
but I'm gonna say,
thrive in.
What are you saying?
He put up better numbers than that dude.
And then the next thing is
in a worse situation.
Like going into that season, Eli had what? What streak did Eli have on his shoulders?
The Iron Man streak, huh?
Yeah, he didn't say
terrible.
a word. He didn't say any shit. Dude, when they said we're gonna take you out for this game, dude, he threw fucking. He was happy as a motherfucker.
Yeah,
he was like, man, fuck.
He said, "Oh, these fucking assholes! I ain't gotta sit behind them."
Man, fuck that record. Let Geno Smith take that ass.
That was one of the worst lines ever. Some people say Ingram was forced to chip block. I don't want to get too deep into my fantasy guys. I don't try to plug my own guys. I mean, he's a top 5 on every fucking board out there. I'm just saying he's fucking good.
He won't be next year.
Okay. But anyway, he's a rookie tight end that had a hell of a year. If people watch SEC football know about Evan Ingram, dude can ball. I mean, I hear excitement over David Njoku. David Njoku's a nice player. He's not going to be Evan Ingram. I'm sorry. Evan Ingram is the best out of that class by a wide margin. He is that guy. He's not better. The numbers don't show it. The situation don't show it. The talent doesn't show it. It's not there.
Talent shows it.
Okay. Here's my thing. Evan Ingram, Beckham,
whatever
Barkley,
happened to
talent.
Fucking Howard's D? Dude, you used to be all over that guy. What happened to that?
What are you talking about?
It's like
O.J. Howard.
O.J. Howard's pretty damn good.
You used to talk about Howard's D.
Oh, I like O.J. Howard.
Sounds like something you're interested in.
Howard's a good player, but he's not
Howard's D is fucking.
Ingram's the class of that draft. Mark my words. He's already shown it. He's going everywhere. All the people know it. I mean, you don't see one analyst putting him any lower than 5 or 6.
Yeah, he'll be top 10 this year. I give him that.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what he's going to have this year? A better offense.
Well, there's your bet.
There's
your bet. There's your bet right there.
Better offense for a tight end. Needs more touchdowns.
I bet you that David Njoku has a better year than Evan
Ingram. He's saying Ingram.
Bet it right now.
Right?
Bet
That's
it right
the
now. $50 right now.
Evan Ingram. The makeup and address.
Evan Ingram.
What address?
The makeup and address right there on the podcast.
Evan Ingram.
You got to wear makeup and address on the podcast.
Yeah, Evan Ingram. Absolutely. Evan Ingram. I got that makeup in a podcast. I am 100 million % behind. He will be better than David Njoku with fantasy numbers. 100 million %.
Y'all shake on that.
Behind it. Shake it up. Smack the table, whatever you want to do.
What are we betting on?
Evan Ingram will have a better season fantasy-wise than David Njoku, whatever the fuck his name is. And I got him on another team. So it's not impartial being partial to one guy. I got Njoku in another
So we
league.
got Jessica Jessica does the makeup.
That's right. I absolutely bet on that.
Wear the dress and
absolutely.
Easy
he might want to check himself before he makes his bet.
No,
it's already done. It's already done.
It's done. And you heard it. No
you
injuries.
You heard it here first.
Injury, nothing. If David Njoku, Evan Ingram, it's all based on numbers.
Whoever has a better year, according to the Super Friends scoring.
Wow.
Something about my fantasy points?
Fantasy points.
Absolutely. 1,000,000%.
All right. So
I just put it on there.
We on.
Wife's gonna enjoy putting makeup on you.
Giants
for sure.
Giants defense, Landon Collins,
they traded away.
That's some pretty good players in the back end. I don't know what the front seven is.
They traded away a man with only, he can't do the whole shocker because he doesn't have a whole hand. He can't do the whole shocker. Jason Pierre-Paul, he doesn't play for him anymore.
All right, so
Ogletree came there. Good pick.
Let's go with the NFC West.
Could hurt the Rams.
We already did the NFC West.
Picks. To go with picks.
Oh, we got to hurt. We didn't do Philly, man. We didn't do Philly.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, Philly's gonna win 11 games. No, we didn't.
All right, let's go Philly.
We did Philly real quick. Best team in the division. Wentz is a top 5 or 6 quarterback in the league. Ajayi's gonna be good. A lot of depth in the passing game. Good defense. Great on both sides of the line. They've won the division. That's all I got.
Wentz stays healthy?
I think he's fine. I think he's good. I think he might not play week 1, but I think he's going to be good.
They'll be all right with Nick Foles for 1 or 2 games. They won a fucking championship with him.
I was on a Nick Foles bandwagon before he left Philly.
Yeah, Wentz is the truth. Wentz when he went out last year was the best quarterback.
I mean, honestly, the strength of this team, outside of the offense is that defensive line. You got Derek Barnett, Michael Bennett.
Fletcher Cox.
They fucking got Haloti Nada. Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Yep,
but they got fucking Fletcher Cox, Brendan Graham, Chris Long.
Secondary is good. Ronald Darby, Malcolm Jenkins, good linebackers.
Yeah.
As well.
That front seven is the strength.
Who's the other guy? They got Jalen Mills, LSU guy, right back there too. Huh? Isn't he LSU?
Yeah, cornerback. He's a starting corner right now.
Yeah, I mean him and Darby would have fucking really tough last year with Jenkins at safety. I mean they were really lights out.
I mean, too bad Jenkins is not going to be able to hit anybody anymore. He's just going to have to.
Maybe not, but he's a damn good. He takes away routes, man. Jenkins is a good, really good player. I always like Malcolm Jenkins. I know some people didn't think he had enough interceptions here. They went out and got Bird, horrible move.
Yeah, then we pick up one of their backs.
That was Patrick Robinson. He left, but I think they'll be all right losing Robinson, having Wentz down, maybe possibly a game or two. I think Ajayi is going to be really good there.
Our lines are really good with Kelsey, Peters,
Ertz is one of the elite tight ends.
And they lost Kendricks.
Yeah. They
lost Kendricks in a heap of fucking mess right now.
Yeah, fucking inside
what he did,
trading, man.
Inside of trading.
That's what you do, huh? You inside trade?
Not usually, no.
Fucking Lance Kendricks.
That's not how I know about all these good players.
Lance Kendricks
flipped
80,000 into 1.3
You know about
million.
them until they suck?
You heard that?
I don't know.
I
didn't know what it was exactly.
Yeah, he flipped 80,000 into 1.3.
Fucking congrats. I mean, shit, if you're a politician,
he's going to jail,
but NFL guys don't.
No, he's singing like a bird right now.
And they got the number one wide receiver, Nelson Aguilar, so it might be one. CJ, you got yourself a steal, man.
Yeah,
that might be a wide receiver.
That
might be your wide receiver too this year.
I'm
so fucking stick him in there.
I'm say Algiers' own Mike Wallace.
Mike Wallace is going to be a nice situational deep threat. He'll get.
Did you watch the show last night? See?
Which show?
LeBron's.
I don't really even have cable.
He's interested in doing these
tell
shows.
me about it.
Ciriaco's not a LeBron fan. He's a Lakers fan.
That's right.
I'm not a person with cable right now, so.
He can't wait for LeBron's next.
He's watching all these games, but he ain't got no cable.
The next 3 years, he can't wait for LeBron's movies.
Yeah.
He was good in what's the movie with Cena and Amy Schumer and
You heard the story about LeBron porking Beyonce?
No, is that real?
No.
Dude. Damn.
Is that the show you're talking about? Like the flick with
Really? LeBron? Is that really happening? Is this a thing? Or if I Google it, like something come up?
LeBron and Beyonce.
No, shit. That's not going to end well. What the fuck? Is that really happening?
Oh, no. Never heard of it before.
So,
breaking news.
Breaking news. You heard it here first.
So, the NFC West.
Beyonce likes New Orleans a lot, man.
Well, I mean, she got roots here.
She does. She really can't. She likes it here. That's what they say.
She got roots.
So we got the West records. Where we got, man? We got
We gotta do records.
Arizona
first.
Arizona.
Go for it.
Go for your West records.
Pat was talking about the barbershop show. The Nick Saban cast off.
Wait, the barbershop.
Yeah, remember that LeBron and Nick had this ongoing.
Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Coach.
The coach, yeah.
This is my first of hearing about this shit.
LeBron started this. He had I think he had probably like a promo, what they call it, or whatever. And then Nick Saban had his own little thing, the barbershop talk or whatever. It's like his own little spin-off version of it.
Challenging it, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. Some filed a lawsuit or whatever.
Really?
Some shit stopped and to see thing.
I'm gonna say this: Saban, and I'm not an LSU fan, but Saban does come off as a fucking douche. I mean, he's a great fucking coach. But he probably is a douche. If I had to drink a beer with one or two, it'd be LeBron. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you seen the they call it the Saban's like in-house basketball league or whatever. With him and the coaches.
What do with basketball?
Him and the coaches. They like it's a little interview. Your boy comes in and like Saban's it's supposedly he's an excellent shooter or whatnot. It's like they're talking like Jimbo Fisher and like all the other coaches, like y'all on his team, like
they want to play basketball.
Yeah.
Seriously, man.
They're like, oh yeah, Saban's
I would
team.
love to play one-on-one against Saban.
Yeah, like Saban's team's like undefeated. It kind of was like a thing like you never allowed to beat Saban's team. He wins no matter what.
Yeah, he's probably an asshole. That's probably why he comes off as an asshole. And I respect him. He's a damn great coach. I mean, I think the LSU fans need to get over it, but he is a jack off probably. I mean, he comes off that. He's got a little bit of douchiness that like steams off him. You know what I mean? Saban has that. You know, LeBron's probably a cool fucking guy. I mean, I think LeBron's a straight dude. He should never sign with the fucking Lakers, but he's a good dude. You know what I mean?
I can see LeBron like being like
he wanted to get back to the
like being real high, like being
like
you talk to him and he's like kind of just staying off, like I don't want I don't see him.
I mean, he could fucking LeBron. I mean, he's the biggest fucking. I mean, there's not a bigger athlete on earth, if you ask me, in my opinion. I think he's the biggest name on on Earth.
On the planet Earth.
On the planet Earth, he's the biggest sports figure on Earth.
I don't know. I think Ronaldo might have this.
I don't know, man. Fucking soccer. I mean, I respect soccer, man, but it's fucking boring. I mean, let's be real. I mean, we all try to get into it for the World Cup.
Well, according to Serena is actually.
Serena Williams, huh?
I
mean, nobody watches.
She should be allowed to wear whatever she wants to, man.
Yeah.
Catsuit should be
Catsuit.
Those fucking French douchebags need to fucking chill out with that. Let the girl wear a thong if she wants.
She wants to let the titties hang out.
I said, if she's wearing a thong, dude, no top, I'm going to watch that whole fucking match. If she's not, I'm probably not going to watch it.
Just as long as they scream like that.
As long as you think you could see something, you might watch it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Maria Sharapova probably had the most viewers ever on a tennis match.
And nobody ever seen
Who's that one that
Who's
that you used to scream like?
That's Maria Sharapova.
No, it's the other one, like the one that wasn't as good. Anna Kournikova.
They're just like, what? Just to listen to
LeBron, Beyonce.
Yeah.
Like you can actually like turn your back and just turn the sound up and like.
That's right.
Handle business.
That's what Ted did numerous times.
Hey, Ted was joining us for a while. Like,
he was on?
I think he wanted to hear about himself.
What? He said, "Oh, y'all talking about me?" He's like,
we did talk about you, motherfucker.
He was on
you should be on here.
Ted was fucking here. What?
He was here. We didn't
He's
even
the worst Madden player of all time.
We're gonna do it records, man. It's getting late.
I'm mad at Saints win the Super Bowl. So we got. Right. So we're going Arizona. We got Arizona.
Are we gonna go just team by team?
I thought we were gonna do a record. Just do record division.
I'll go. You want me to start? I'll start division.
Yeah,
NFC West.
Hey, you need that?
No. I'm gonna go NFC West. I'm gonna go Seattle's the last place team. They're 6-10 this year. I'm gonna say Arizona is 7-9. San Francisco's 9-7, and the Rams will win a division at 10-6.
All right. So I got Arizona is gonna win 6 games. Fuck that. San Francisco is gonna win 7 games. Seattle's gonna win 8 just because they got fucking Russell Wilson.
Carson?
Carson's not gonna help at all.
Yeah,
Carson's gonna be benched by mid-season. He's gonna be fucking so terrible.
I mean, maybe I should have gave him 2 more wins.
Yeah, Carson's gonna fucking suck. He's a nobody. He's a fucking 7th round pick that was never good his whole life. He only put one good half on tape his whole life. He's nobody.
Don't ever buy a 6th-round quarterback.
It doesn't fucking matter because the Rams are winning 10 games.
From Hofstra.
There you go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, one guy doesn't make a whole fucking.
Who's Mr. Irrelevant last year? The year before Taysom Hill, huh?
Chad Kelly.
Isn't Taysom Hill?
Chad was irrelevant.
Taysom Hill is irrelevant. You're right.
But Chad Kelly might be the starting quarterback soon. Running with the ones right now. Some of the practices. I'm not saying.
Yeah, because the 2 7th round has been good. Carson's gonna be good.
That's
Foster,
bad.
That's bad. That's bad. That's bad thought process.
Marcus Golston, Tom Brady.
Yeah, and then they had fucking.
And then they had
like 30,000 guys that didn't make it. So like 4 guys and 30,000 guys didn't make it.
But one guy's averaging 4-3 carry and getting all the first team reps. So.
Yeah, he only averaged 1 good game. Like if you look at his 3.5 carry in the other games.
One guy's being talked about the whole
y'all gotta watch the barbershop thing. And also the Nick Saban. If you got the Nick Saban interview with like the basketball deal.
What's your record?
Remember Arizona's gonna finish up last, 5 wins probably. Seattle 7. I'd say Frisco. I don't like the running backs, but I mean I go 8 wins, and Rams probably. I mean, you're gonna have a stacked NFC, so I mean. Not everybody can win 11, 12 wins.
I don't think it's going to be hard.
So, I mean, and don't we play the Rams?
Yeah, I think so.
Or we play the Rams tomorrow, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we got Rams with probably, 10, roughly maybe 11 wins.
All right, so you want to go over the East and go back this way?
We go back to the East? All right, let's go East.
Records?
Yeah.
East? All right, I'll start with the East, or you going first?
Yeah, I mean, I caught the Cowboys 5. Then, I mean, you might get 2 8-8 teams out of that division.
Yeah, I think that's a weak division.
And then the Phillies probably clean up with 9, 10 wins.
All right, so you're saying Washington and Giants going to win 8-8?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go Washington with 7 wins. Obviously Crowder's going to lead that team in catches and yards. But Anyway, the Cowgirls are going to finish with 8 wins just because of the line, which, is hurt right now. So, I mean, that could go south real fast. But, they kind of suck. They're not going to win any high leverage games. Giants, I got them at 8 wins as well. I think they have just enough offense to squeak out 8 wins. I think Eli Manning, I wouldn't trust them on a game by game basis. And I mean, Philly's the class of the division. They won the world title last year, and they're going to win 11 games this year.
All right, folks.
Here you go.
And
all right, folks.
Last,
we want Dave
I got my last. So I'll be quick. 6-10 Washington, 7-9 Dallas, go 9-7 Giants, and 11-5 Eagles.
D by D podcast from Canberra.
D by D Sports Podcast. And Mark will say this is the real end of the show.
It is, man. It is
the ass end of the show.
Mark's favorite part. If you have a gold chain, ladies, that you want, he'll give it to you.
We want 2 hours, 20 minutes.
Nice.
A little bit too long. Oh, way too long, but
I know. But it's fun though, man.
It's good shit. Man, I'm a fucking freak.